Kick it off for Cincinnati. Warren and Humphrey, the deep men for the Colts. From the goal line, Lamont Warren. Across the 20 to the 22-yard line, where he's hit by Roger Jones. And here's the way the Colts will begin on offense. Mainstays in their offensive line, the veterans Will Wolford at left tackle and Kirk Loudermilk the center. And of course, Craig Erickson spent the last 2 seasons as the Tampa Bay quarterback. Flipper Anderson comes over from the Rams. He played 7 years there. Falk, sensational as a rookie. 1,282 yards rushing, 500 receiving. On passing downs, Dawkins, the third wide receiver. Warren for Potts at running back. Pitch to Marshall Falk on the corner and hemmed in by the Cincinnati defense. James Francis was first on the scene, and then Keith Rucker with the pursuit. Cincinnati defensively goes this way with Big Daddy Wilkinson, first pick in last year's draft. 5.5 sacks as a rookie last year. On the linebackers, Tovar lead the team in tackles. He did last year, 1994. Plays with a left hand and a big cast today. In the secondary, Roger Jones replaces the injured Mike Brim at cornerback, and in the nickel, Wheeler is the extra defensive back. With a long count and may have drawn the Bengals offside. Looked like Artie Smith, who is getting a start today, jumped offside.
Encroachment prior to the snap, number 70. Still second down.
It was Artie Smith. Walt Coleman, our referee, with the call.
Anytime you can get a cheap 5 yards, you'll take it. And just that little hesitation snap count gets him the 5 yards.
Well, Cincinnati had a lot of problems in 1994, but one of them, they set a team record for penalties. And second play of the 95 season, a 5-yard mark-off. Here's Marshall Falk being split now wide to the left, bottom of the screen. Hand off to Roosevelt Potts, banging through tackles for a first down across the 35 to the 36-yard line, where he's finally tackled by Steve Tovar.
Kind of a payoff for Roosevelt Potts. You know, last year, Marshall Falk carried the ball 314 pounds, and this human ball-peen hammer was a lead blocker for him. So first carry from scrimmage, let's give it to the fullback. I love this kid. He is absolutely perfect for the job of just making mush out of linebackers.
He just about did too. Gained 8 on that one. First down Colts. Opening series of the game. Marshall Falk trying to get a block from Potts. Did gain only a couple of yards. Tovar again in the middle of the defense makes the tackle. Steve Tovar with his left hand and a huge cast. It envelops the whole forearm, as a matter of fact.
You can see it on his left hand down there. He had surgery back in May and then broke a bone above that surgery. And they said, well, you're going to be out 6 or 8 weeks. He said, no, I'm playing. So inside that cast, he has kind of a ball inside his hand, so his hand can't move at all. So he's a one-handed tackler today.
Second down. Potts. Again, he shows you his running ability as he gets 3 or 4 more yards. And Steve Tovar, who's made just about every tackle so far for the Bengals. Potts lost his helmet. There was some discussion about him being overweight as he came into camp.
Well, but Ted Marchibroda said, yeah, don't mention that. Don't mention it. He's fine. And when you've got a blocking back who is willing to line up 6-7 yards deep in the offensive backfield and then fire into those linebackers and defensive linemen, and you find you'll allow him a pound or 2 extra. But he is willing to do his job, and it's one of the toughest there is in the game.
Potts out of the game now. Lamont Warren replaces him, and 3 wide receivers: Floyd Turner, Sean Dawkins, Flipper Anderson. From the gun, Erickson with plenty of time, and a strike to Dawkins. First down, Indianapolis. Leonard Wheeler had Dawkins break right in front of him, and all he could do was make the tackle.
Lindy Infante, the offensive coordinator. Dawkins out there, man-to-man coverage. Nice move here to get inside Wheeler. Almost a little too much contact, but he controls the contact. Erickson has confidence in Dawkins to make the right route, and that's a very nice completion. Good patience there by Erickson to wait for the receiver to get open.
Dawkins had a problem holding on to the ball in his first couple of years, in his 3rd year now out of California. Wound up with 51 receptions and 5 touchdowns last year. Up against the play clock, Erickson got it off. Falk. Gain 3 to the 40-yard line as Rico McDonald and Bracy Walker come up to stop him.
The only really bad game that Marshall Faulk had last year was his debut against Cincinnati. His lowest production of the season. May have been jitters. I also give credit somewhat to the Bengals rushing defense. It's a pretty good rushing defense.
That Falk effort was in the opening game of the season against Cincinnati when he had only 28 yards. As you said, his lowest rushing output of the season. Play action pass. First for Erickson. And he flips it to Flipper. At the 30-yard line, a Colt first down. Flipper Anderson, who came over from the Rams in the offseason, as an unrestricted free agent.
You can already see some of the different kind of offense that Lindy and Fonte would bring to a team. Play action. You see how it holds the linebacker on the fake to Potts. Again, Erickson, good strong arm, good patience. And Anderson, he doesn't run that pattern into the linebacker. Makes himself a receiver, and therefore the completion.
10-yard completion, first down Colts at the Cincinnati 30, driving off the opening kickoff. Falk thrown back for the Cincinnati defense. It appears that Cincinnati is going to decide that Marshall Faulk's not going to beat us. You're going to have to beat us with somebody else. Well, Copeland got him that time first.
Yeah, I don't think Indianapolis will give up giving the ball to Marshall Faulk. They ran 2 tight ends that time, tried to spread out the defense a little bit, give Marshall Faulk his choice. Even if he doesn't gain many yards, he's a great decoy.
Right.
You know, you do have to commit an awful lot of time and attention and preparation when you play the Colts now with that kid carrying it.
And have to give up something else. So far, he's carried 4 times for 6 yards. Erickson's pass, wide open. The catch is made by Floyd Turner. Bumped out of bounds by Roger Jones. Just shy of the first down.
Very soft coverage by Roger Jones. Big cushion there. Erickson again making the right choice. Looking at the soft coverage and making an accurate throw. Sometimes Erickson doesn't really throw those tight, pretty spirals. But he does get it out there. Again, a slight play action fake. This is a pretty good throw, but look at the cushion.
Yeah.
You got to be as a cornerback. You can't give any receiver in the NFL that much of a cushion.
Did get him out of bounds short of the first down. It's 3rd down and 1, the 10th play of the Colt drive. Falk, first down. Dragged down at the 17 by Rico McDonald, but it'll be an Indianapolis first down.
Right at Wilkinson, 99. They've got a former All-Pro offensive tackle and Will Wolford blocking on Dan Wilkinson. 67 on 99 should be coming right at you. Wolford does an excellent job of just turning Wilkinson out, putting him right on his back. Ball goes through the hole for a first down pickup.
There's big Will Wolford out of Vanderbilt, Louisville, Kentucky native who went to the Pro Bowl a couple of years with the Buffalo Bills. Falk hit behind the line, tripped up Rod Jones, who got some penetration into the backfield, just tripped him up, and then he was covered by Keith Rucker and others.
Again, this is a concern, I think, for any team that plays the Indianapolis Colts. That time, Wilkinson jumps inside, and also the defensive back gets right up there to help out. Rod Jones kind of trips him, but this is a good veteran offensive line for Indianapolis on the left side of their offense.
Marshall Faulk, a wide receiver to the top of the screen. Potts, the only running back.
Blitz.
Erickson for the end zone. Anderson, touchdown. Erickson's first touchdown pass as an Indianapolis Colt, and to a wide open Flipper Anderson, his first Colt touchdown reception, and one gets the idea that the Bengal quarterbacks, the Jones boys, are going to have a long afternoon.
Rod Jones there, he bit. He shouldn't have, but he bit and bit hard on a play action fake and a little move, and Receiver ends up wide open.
Another new face. Mike Kofer will attempt the extra point. And boots it through. Impressive 78-yard drive off the opening kick. Marchibroda and the Colts up 7-0.
Come on, move the car. Hey, move the car. Hey, what is wrong with you? Move the...
You ever hear anyone talk about life like you gotta chew it up and spit it out? You gotta want it so bad you can taste it. You gotta be hungry. If so, Gatorade has one question for you. You want something to drink with that? Because you're gonna be thirsty. Life is a sport. Drink it up.
What a sandwich!
Taco Bell introduces the Texas Taco Sandwich. Oven-baked flatbread with chicken or beef and a tangy southwestern sauce. Starting at 99 cents. It tastes so big, it ought to be outlawed. Yummy.
This is the isolation on the receiver. Flipper Anderson does a good job of selling the slant. Rod Jones bites, takes a whole mouthful. It was man-to-man coverage with the Bengals on a blitz, and Erickson plays it beautifully. You see the pump fake. Rod Jones is looking in the backfield, paying too much attention to that pump fake. And Flipper Anderson wide open.
Didn't even have to set the hook. Took a big mouthful. Erickson's 35th career TD, first as a Colt, and Flipper Anderson's 27th, first in an Indianapolis uniform. New uniform, by the way, as Chris Gardocki kicks off. The deep man done from the 6-yard line. Diving ahead to the 25. Pretty good coverage by the special teams of the Colts, led by Devon McDonald. So the Bengals get their chance on offense, trailing by 7 when we return.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son?
Well, Dad, you're my dad. And I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light, Johnny.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Ray, forget it, Johnny.
Trumpy, paper or plastic? Sir? Sir? Paper? Plastic?
Well, at least you know how to get the groceries home. The always dependable Accord from Honda. Possibly the world's easiest decision.
Emma, seems like we've known each other forever.
Yeah, I know. 2 weeks.
Will you marry me? Because, Emma, I love you, man.
Oh, Johnny, you're not getting my Bud Light.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
Johnny?
make it a Bud Light.
Jane?
It's Joan.
Jane, Joan, whatever. I feel like I've known you forever.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by American Honda, celebrating their 25th anniversary of selling cars in America. By Visa, official card of the NFL. By Stanley, since 1843, Stanley has been helping people do things right. And by Bud Light, if you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
From right downtown in Indiana's capital city, Tom Hammond, Bob Trumpy. Jeff Blake and the Bengals down 7-0 off the opening kickoff. You see what Jeff did last year after taking over from David Klingler as the starting Bengal quarterback.
And this is just his 10th start. Not a great deal of experience.
Blake with a screen pass dropped by Coughlin. Wow.
It was open.
It was wide open.
A lot of room.
Well, here's the offensive line for the Bengals, a much maligned unit, but get this, Brills, Kozerski, and Walter, between them, 32 years experience. Jeff Blake coming off a preseason where he hit 70% of his passes, and Pickens and Scott capable targets. Green, a Pro Bowler in 92, looks to regain that form, and on passing downs, Jeff Hill will be the third wide receiver. Play action, Blake. Scrambled away from trouble and hit his tight end McGee wide open, rattling into Colt territory, still on his feet and fumbles the football. And out of bounds on the return at about the 21 is Ray Buchanan. I think possession will be Indianapolis.
Wait a minute, I'm not sure. Yeah, I thought he had his foot on the line when he picked up the ball, which makes it null and void.
I thought he recovered and then stepped out.
He had the presence of mind to wait while the ball was bouncing to get a good shot at it. But if we can see, as this played, good job by Jeff Blake to avoid the rush of Tony McCoy. Nice catch, McGee. But as this ball starts to bounce, watch the way. Now he lets it bounce because it's too close. Watch his right foot. When he took possession, he was out of bounds. That should not be Indianapolis' ball.
Here it is from the sideline angle. Possession, I don't know, it's close.
Yeah, it is close. It is close. When you slowed it down, I think that is the right call. Should be Colts ball.
They're ready for it. Gain of 1. Rico McDonald and Rod Jones combining to stop Marshall Faulk on the corner at the point of attack.
Well, unfortunately for the Bengals now, what they can't do is get out of balance your offense to defense. The offense runs 3 plays out, defense back on the field after they just faced a long scoring drive for Indianapolis. The defense against the rush for Cincinnati has been respectable, but you can't wear it out in the first half of a football game if you expect to be there at the end.
Marshall Faulk, 7 carries, only 12 yards. Craig Erickson, though, was 4 for 4 on that touchdown drive a moment ago. Picked off by Andre Collins.
Poor choice. At the outset of the game, we said that the Colts liked Craig Erickson for his choices. That was a poor choice. Trying to get the ball to Roosevelt, pots up through the middle. There's the Erickson talking to Lindy and Funny. Watch the fullback, 42, releases up through the middle. He's the intended receiver. Andre Collins, a great drop. Trying to get it to the receiver, Flipper Anderson behind him. And the linebacker, Andre Collins, drops right in front of it, makes the reception.
So Cincinnati gets the ball right back in Colt territory. Harold Green bouncing to the outside. Nice run for Harold Green. Finally collared by Grant, close to a first down. Let's check the Colts defensive alignment. Tony McCoy had his knee scoped less than 2 weeks ago, but he's in the lineup, and Albert's only 240 pounds or so, moves from linebacker to end. Harrod, the middle backer, the Colts top tackler 5 times. Coriat, you'll remember, number 2 player taken in the draft in 92. Buchanan, 8 interceptions last year. And passing situations, Watts, Ambrose, and Gray all come in. Green might have been the same play. Outside and another good game.
I think it's a good call. Was the same play, different formation, had Eric Bieniemy, number 21, flanked out here, spread out the defense, nice sweep. Interesting, Harold Green in 92 gains 1,170 yards running for the Bengals. In 93 and 94, those 2 years he combines for 812. He just disappeared. The sense of it in Cincinnati is 2 things. 1, offensive line not really good to help him on the run. 2, very, very bitter about a contract squabble a couple of years ago.
Eric Bieniemy now in at running back. And straight ahead to Jeff Cothran for a short gain to the 15-yard line. Stopped by the defensive front of the Colts, Saragusa, McCoy, Bennett, Alberts.
I mentioned that this offensive line that the Bengals have today, their 5th different offensive line arrangement this summer. Last year had the same problem to begin the season. Their starting right tackle Joe Walter had knee surgery, and it made everybody move throughout the offensive line. So it's a tough situation to have so little familiarity, offensive lineman to offensive lineman.
Blake on 2nd and 7, across the middle, complete. And another fumble as Pickens lost it. They say he was down, though. It'll stand as Bengals football inside the 10.
Well, we've still got a discussion going on here, Tom. That one of the officials did motion Bengals ball. Yes, now confirmed by the referee. You see the little delay pattern. They're trying to create as much traffic there as possible so that Pickens is lost. Is there any contact? No, as he starts to go down. Corey out hits him, ball on the ground, rolls over. Ray Buchanan almost gets it away from him, but then Pickens pulls it back in.
Well, the fans who saw the replay here on the big screen think it should be Indianapolis football.
Well,
maybe Pickens got it back. I don't know. I couldn't tell from that angle at the bottom of the stack.
Home fans should.
That's all right. What they're supposed to do.
Absolutely, they should.
Blake for the end zone, floats it. Pickens, no, out of bounds, out of the end zone. That's one of their favorite plays, the high leaping Pickens. They put it up there for him to go get it, but he came down out of the end zone.
And Harold Green, 28, was there lobbying that he was forced out of the end zone, and therefore it should count as a reception. Very acrobatic receivers, Pickens and Darnay Scott. And you're right, this is the alley-oop play. Just let him go down the middle. Good play action fake, holds the linebackers. Blake throws it very, very high. Clearly out.
2nd and goal, timeout. Blake up against the play clock. Actually, it was down to 7. It looked like he had time.
Colts showed a lot of blitz.
So Blake calls a timeout. Doesn't want to miss a scoring opportunity.
There's a place in the Big Apple where New Yorkers rush to be on the cutting edge. It's Jean-Louis David, a touch of Paris right in the middle of Manhattan. So if you're looking for a new you, drop in anytime at any of their locations. You don't need an appointment, just your Visa card. Because when it comes to your hair and Jean-Louis David, American Express just won't cut it. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Geez, I gotta get to a hardware store. Building something? Sink's leaking.
Sink's leaking. Talk to Bernie.
Bernie?
Bernie knows plumbing.
Where does Bernie go?
True Value.
True Value.
Official hardware store of the NFL.
Official?
Official.
True Value, the official hardware store of the NFL.
Yes, it's official.
Get this Weber Smoky Joe Grill, customized with your favorite NFL team logo for only $29.99.
Introducing the TL series from Acura. It has all the features of its luxury class competitors at a very competitive price. The Acura TL series. Once again, we've taken the concept of luxury in an entirely new direction. See the new, powerful Acura 3.2 TL, now at your Acura dealer.
In 2 weeks, Lou Holtz leads college football's most legendary team, the Fighting Irish, against the Commodores of Vanderbilt. Notre Dame football is home on NBC.
Next Sunday on NBC, Marino, Bledsoe, Elway, Aikman, a superstar quarterback doubleheader. Defenses beware on the NFL on NBC next Sunday.
Closing stages, first quarter. Cincinnati threatening, trailing the Colts 7-0. Cincinnati with a 2nd and 7. The ball at the 7-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 7 for Cincinnati. Blake's pass broken up. Nice defensive play by the veteran Eugene Daniel. He's in his 12th season from LSU.
You're right. It's excellent coverage. Just a little outrun by the receiver. You see Jeff Blake sprinting to the receiver. Eugene Daniel right there on the back of that receiver. Interesting. Bengals down here. Goal line situations. All passes. No runs.
Is that offensive line?
Yeah, I think so.
3rd and goal. Blake changes the play. Colts were showing blitz, and now play clock to 5. Blake another timeout.
That's 2 wasted right here in this drive in 1st and goal situations.
We'll take another break as the Bengals try to get it together deep in Colt territory.
Introducing the TL series from Acura. It has all the features of its luxury class competitors at a very competitive price. The Acura TL series. Once again, we've taken the concept of luxury in an entirely new direction. See the new, powerful Acura 3.2 TL, now at your Acura dealer.
I know there really is something about being a soldier. It started the moment I got here. The word can't vanished. This was advanced training. This was the training I came in for. My folks are proud of what I've done. I'm proud of who I am. I'm a soldier.
You know, Linda's been my barber.
Stylist.
For years.
Months.
And a while back, she told me.
Stop squirming.
No. She said I should do something about my flakes. I said, get a new barber? She said, get new Head and Shoulders. I said, you're serious? She said, yeah. Now it has Micro D, which fights flakes better without stripping your hair of the oils it needs. So my hair feels...
soft.
No flakes. And I owe it all to my stylist.
New Head and Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes.
It's time once again to sign up for the 95 Gatorade Punt, Pass, and Kick competition. It's open to boys and girls ages 8 to 15, with local competition held in every NFL city. No charge for participation. Call 1-800-NFL-SNAP.
Back in Indianapolis, where so far Vince Tobin has given Jeff Blake fits, confusing him with his defense.
Just with personnel, made Jeff Blake burn 2 timeouts here.
From the 7. Crossing route, Blake missed his man. Ware, the tight end. Drew coverage from the linebacker Grant, but Blake missed him.
A missed opportunity. Let's watch Carl Pickens up at the top of the screen. Nice move, wide open. And Jeff Blake's choice is to go to the tight end across the middle. That's a very tough throw, but he missed an open receiver there.
So on to try the field goal is Doug Pelfrey in his 3rd year from Kentucky. And an excellent year in 1994. One of the few bright lights for the Bengals. This 25-yarder is through. So Cincinnati settles for the field goal after some mix-up in the red zone, which was a problem for them a season ago. They do get the 3 points from Pelfrey. No surprise that Indianapolis is in front in the first quarter. Last year, they outscored their opponents 82-48 in the first quarter. It was hanging on to the lead that proved to be the problem.
I think that's part of learning how to win. We got to remind ourselves that the Colts have done an awful lot of losing. So have the Bengals. And you get in situations as a team and as a player where you're full of gusto when the game starts. Everything goes your way. You just forget how to hold on to that lead and win a game late.
Well, don't forget to join us next week for an exciting NFL doubleheader here on NBC. It starts at 12:30 Eastern Time as the NFL on NBC rolls your way. Featured on our doubleheader lineup, most of you will see Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, and the Cowboys take on John Elway and the Denver Broncos. In our early games, most of you will see an AFC Central showdown, the Steelers visiting the Oilers, and of course some of you will see the Bengals and the Jaguars. Others will see the Jets and the Colts. Check your local listing. Lee Johnson with the kickoff. Taken at the goal line by Lamont Warren. Warren twists Erickson turns his way to the 25-yard line, where he's swamped by the black-shirted Bengals special teamers led by Darrell Williams. So Marshall Faulk and the Colts get their offense back out on the field with 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Tom, a comment about Marshall Faulk. Talked to Ted Marchibroda this morning before the game, and I said, what about your franchise player? He said, I want you to understand one thing. This kid never came in as a rookie. We never saw any part of a rookie in Marshall Faulk. Understood the pass routes, the protection, running the ball, great eyesight. He has been an absolute joy to be around.
Erickson, first down pass. Flips it to Potts out of the backfield. Rambling. Breaking tackles all the way across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Rico McDonald finally cut his legs out as the 260-pound Roosevelt Potts had it going all in one direction.
This is one of the earmarks of that Lindy and Fonte offense. Second back out. You see 28 Marshall Faulk release. Potts looks like he's going to block, then releases. All of a sudden the linebackers coverage is very deep. Potts is a great blocker, an excellent ball carrier, and a fine receiver at 260.
Caught 26 passes a year ago. That one good for 16 yards. Colt first down. Potts dropped that one on the screen set up and then kicks it. It's a wonder he didn't smash his foot in this, burst the whole ball. That man, when he's angry, I wouldn't want to be in front of him.
No, but I jinxed him. So he's an excellent receiver. This is a very late screen setup, well sold by Indianapolis. All he's got to do is catch it.
I don't think he's going to threaten the kickers. No. Mike Kofer's job is safe.
Well, we've seen a lot of different things here from the Colts offense. Formations, throwing to the second back, screens, crossing patterns, fades.
Now the trademark of Lindy and Fonte. Faulk and Potts are the split backs. Bengals showing the blitz. They give it to Faulk, and he's got nowhere to go. Tackle behind the line. Penetration from Francis to stop him for a loss.
There's another guy. There were several years ago, James Francis was brilliant. And it's just, at times he disappears. He's just not there. They run around him, they run through him, they run over him. Very quiet kid, very talented, very strong, very big. Should have an impact on this defense every single weekend. Hard to figure out in some instances.
Cincinnati starter since his rookie season 6 years ago from Baylor. Marshall Faulk has carried 8 times, only 10 yards. Erickson in the gun on third down. Wings it. Diving catch by Anderson. Bengals say no. Officials say yes. Rod Jones and Darrell Williams were covering Anderson. Shula says no, but they're going to rule a catch by Flipper Anderson.
I'm not sure any one of the officials saw that catch all the way into his body, but the decision is it is a completion. Bengals with 6 defensive backs. Good protection for Erickson. Can't tell. Can't tell. Easy choice for the Bengals. No way.
18 yards, and the Colts are in Bengal territory. The ball at the 42-yard line of Cincinnati. Fake it to Faulk. Erickson in trouble. Picked off. Second interception of the day. Walker has this one. Still going all the way back into Colt territory. Gracie Walker with the interception and a 21-yard return before he's tackled by Kirk Loudermilk.
Well, a lot in that play. They fake the reverse, and then you're going to see pressure in Erickson's face as he's about to throw the ball as he continues to roll out. Now watch what happens. They've got Marshall Faulk over on the flank, fake the reverse to him, and then you see the pressure right in his face, forces him to throw it. Gracie Walker there to make the interception. Second turnover for the Indianapolis Colts. Again, great field position for the Bengals offense.
Cincinnati did beat Indianapolis here at the RCA Dome in the preseason, 34-21. Right, pumps, delivers. Tight end McGee with a reception, good for about 6 or 7 yards. Jeff Herrod wraps him up. And that play will bring the first quarter to an end. Craig Erickson with a long 78-yard drive to put the Colts on top. The Bengals get 3, and that's the way it ends. 7-3 after 1.
dearly beloved, we are gathered here today.
This is dull. Doesn't have to be.
And now the starting lineup. That groom from Texas, Billy Clyde Humphrey. And at Bride, a 5'6" debutante from Alabama, Nell Peterson. The Humphrey wedding brought to you by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice cold Miller Lite, life is good. The vows are up.
I do.
I do.
And they're good. Whoa, Nelly!
That was beautiful, man.
One of these hammers is jacketed in high-impact polycarbonate. The other one is broken. The fiberglass jacketed hammer from Stanley.
Any insurance agent knows lightning can strike any day. Fortunately, your Allstate agent knows it can strike any night, too. So if it does, you can call your agent anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A claims specialist is standing by to help you right away. If your insurance can't deliver claim service day or night, in a flash, maybe you should switch. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Tom Hammond, Bob Trumpy, ready to start the second quarter from the RCA Dome. Colts leading 7-3. All during the preseason, Colt quarterbacks threw only one interception, but two in the first quarter today for Craig Erickson. Pitch it to Harold Green. Got a block and has a first down. Cincinnati with a first down. Inside the 40 of the Colts, Stephen Grant making the tackle for Indianapolis.
Last preseason game for the Bengals, Harold Green had a very good outing, and if you can start the season with a confident performance at the end of the preseason, I think it certainly helps every player, and certainly for a player like Harold Green. He showed signs of greatness a couple, 3 years ago. He's got to feel good now that Kajana Carr's out. He's the guy to carry the ball.
Here he is again, carrying the ball. Bounces to the outside. Lowers his head, and Green has another Cincinnati first down. Harold Green running like a man possessed here at the RCA Dome in the opener. Ray Buchanan tripped him up, but he was off to the races. 11-yard gain.
Tom, watch this block by 36, James Joseph out in front of him. Excellent job of getting on the linebacker. Well, it grabs a little shirt too, but he doesn't do a bad job at all on Stephen Grant to at least give Harold Green, the corner, a chance to get up the field.
Green, you see, having a very productive first quarter plus here in Indianapolis. Joseph, the only running back here, gets the handoff and powers straight ahead inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Jeff Herrod had to make the tackle on James Joseph, unrestricted free agent from the Eagles this year, all 222 pounds in his fifth year from Auburn. Gain of 8.
Unselfish player, excellent receiver, good pass protector. Will carry the ball anytime you give him the opportunity. More of a straight ahead runner, not very shifty, but with that double tight end spread offense. Nice play, Bengals.
Eric Bieniemy is at a wide out in this set. And the pass is complete inside the 5-yard line. Cincinnati threatening with that completion to Darnay Scott. Jason Belser made a touchdown saving tackle.
Oh, this is a nice game planning play. When you got Bieniemy out flank, you spread the defense so much. Blake does an excellent job of setting up, recognizing the defense, splits the safeties, does Darnay Scott. Nice completion. Well done. That's just taking advantage of where defenders are not.
First and goal, Cincinnati at the 3. Put it up for grabs for Pickens. Touchdown.
Pickens looked like a nice small forward on that play,
didn't he? He went up top to get it as Blake hung it for him.
This is beautifully thrown by Blake. Great confidence in Pickens' ability to go up and get it, and he does.
Wow. despite a bump while he was in midair.
Yeah, these two are very acrobatic, both Darnay Scott and Carl Pickens.
Pelfrey's extra point is good. So Cincinnati takes advantage of the Indianapolis turnover to punch it in for a touchdown. Pickens 3 yards from Blake. And Cincinnati takes the lead.
Introducing the new Plymouth Grand Voyager. It's filled with clever ideas. Now there's a sliding door on this side and this side. 27% more room for you and all your stuff. And seats that roll out of the way. A gazillion cup holders that hold almost anything. Plus more safety and greater visibility. You can carry more and do more. The new Plymouth Grand Voyager. It simply slides, folds, protects, unfolds, rolls, and drives better.
In the Stanley Laboratories, we find out just how good our decorative mirror doors are by opening and closing them over 100,000 times. Funny, isn't that the same way you do it? Decorative mirror doors from Stanley.
If you let me play.
You let me play sports.
I will like myself more. I'll have more self-confidence.
If you let me play sports.
If you let me play. If you let me play. I will be 60% less likely to get breast cancer.
I will suffer less depression. If you let me play sports.
I will be more likely to leave a man who beats me.
If you let me play.
I'll be less likely to get pregnant before I want to.
I will learn.
I will learn what it means to be strong.
To be strong.
If you let me play.
Play sports.
If you let me play sports.
Maybe you'll get a MasterCard so you can use one card for practically everything. Maybe you'll get one because no card is more accepted. Or maybe you just like to save 15% on that altimeter compass stopwatch. Presenting Master Values, immediate savings on all kinds of things. Because while MasterCard can make your life easier, saving around $1,000 on a Royal Caribbean cruise couldn't hurt. Look for your MasterCard invitation in the mail and apply today.
Cincinnati takes a 10-7 lead. Bruce Coslett, the offensive coordinator of the Bengals, on the extreme right, had a much more together on that drive. They
Absolutely. Also spread Indianapolis's defenses out several times for good positive gains, and a beautiful throw by Jeff Blake to Pickens for that touchdown.
Remember, the last time they were down in the red zone, they had to call 2 timeouts, completely disorganized. That time they looked right on top of their game. Here's Warren on the return of Johnson's kick. And a nice one it is to the 30-yard line. Special teams tackle by Eric Bieniemy on Lamont Warren.
Warren does a good job of avoiding this first tackler, which is always the key on these returns. Waits patiently for it, waiting for the blocking scheme in front of him. 37 is the first man down there, Leonard Wheeler. They like this young man. Warren is going to be a big contributor to this offense. A real find for them.
24 yards on that return. Now Erickson, who's thrown 2 interceptions already today, handing off to Marshall Faulk, who appeared to slip and lose his balance, and then is covered by Keith Rucker. And they continue to bottle up the rushing attack of Marshall Faulk.
Rucker gets the credit for the tackle. John Copeland, 92, makes Faulk jump to the right. Watch the center of the defense. See that defender right there, 92, makes him jump to the right, kind of loses his footing, and Rucker makes the tackle for little or no gain. And Rucker, no, don't bring it in here, son. Don't bring it in here.
And so far, he has walked the walk. He and the Bengals. Erickson has Anderson wide open. Blasted down short of the first down as the defense recovered in a hurry. But for a moment there, Anderson was all alone, and then Darrell Williams, the safety, kept him from first down yardage.
So far, Erickson is getting good protection. Excellent protection there. Bengals showed blitz there, trying to put some kind of pressure on him, destroy his rhythm. Full offensive line has done an excellent job pass protecting in this first half. Not run blocking, but pass protecting.
3 tight ends here, Arbuckle, Dilger, and Banta on 3rd and 1. I formation, Faulk and Potts. And it's Marshall Faulk. Hit, managed to spin loose and get the first down. There is the running brilliance of Marshall Faulk, hit behind the line, but spinning loose from Francis's grasp and getting the first down.
So many great attributes shown on this run. One, acceleration with the ball. Lead block by Potts. There's 50. James Francis. The spin move runs right through the arms. Great strength. Again, now watch him spin through this tackle. One arm does not stop this kid. First down pickup.
Erickson's first down pass complete to Turner. Across the midfield stripe into Bengal territory where he's spun down by Roger Jones.
Again, an awful big cushion.
About an 8-yard gain.
Both of these Bengal cornerbacks, the Jones brothers, given an awful big cushion. They don't want that big play over their head, so they'll give them the 5, 6, 7, and 8-yard completion. And as long as they do, why won't Indianapolis take advantage of it?
From the Cincinnati 49, Indianapolis first down, trailing by 3. To the 44-yard line, stopped by Rico McDonald.
Don't you notice something about him you see in all great running backs we've seen? I mean, you give him the ball 7 or 8 times, 10 yards. Next play might pop for 20. He never gives up on a play, which tells his offensive linemen, don't ever give up on a run. You keep blocking him, I'll find the spot, and eventually he's up around 100 yards rushing and is a big factor in every win.
What do all his teammates say about him? Vision. He has that vision, and he showed it there as he found just a little seam in the defense. Play action. Erickson with time and a floating duck. That looked like one of mine as it just floated out of bounds. I don't know, Dilger, the tight end, was closest to it, but leaving his hand, it must have.
That was more like a goose. That was a big duck. There's nothing wrong, though, with throwing the ball away as opposed to taking a chance. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. You know, we'll go back. We'll find something else to do. I'm not going to take a chance and try to force it in here.
Lindy and Fonte, you saw calling the play with Ted Marchibroda saying this is the first time he's ever had a chance to really be a head coach, turning the offense over to Lindy.
Yeah, he can be an administrator now, enjoy both sides of the ball as opposed to just the offense.
Just got the play off. Anderson knocked out of bounds short of the first down by Darrell Williams, but already Erickson is showing us that he has a lot of confidence in Flipper Anderson.
And they're taking advantage of the Bengal defense here. The Bengals come with a blitz, but their coverage is zone. Watch the corners and safeties drop off. Well, Anderson doesn't even run a pattern. He just kind of jogs up the field, lets the defense deploy. Here's an open receiver, and it's an easy completion.
3rd and 2 upcoming for the Colts. 8.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Cincinnati up 10-7. Erickson from the shotgun. Bengals showing blitz. Erickson had it knocked away at the last minute. Intended for Turner, and Darrell Williams deflected the pass from Erickson. Fans want him to go for it on 4th down, and about 2.5, to be honest.
Yeah, ball's already been made.
And the offense stays on the field.
Either try to draw them off sides, get that cheap 5 yards again, or in fact they might have a play. Same formation. Timeout Bengals. All 3 timeouts have now been used in this first half.
That one on a defensive mix-up. Shula rallying his troops as the Colts will go for it on 4th down when we come back.
Not everything is black and white.
Some things are black and white.
Or black and green.
Occasionally black and blue.
Pro Player home and away jackets come in all these colors and reverse to all of these colors.
The only guys who have Pro Player jackets are black and white.
Refs, no way. They never reverse anything.
No, Foot Locker, the guys in stripes, black and white.
The Pro Player reversible jacket. Reverse it.
Here's another clever idea from Plymouth. To make the new Plymouth Grand Voyager even more versatile, they simply went back to the drawing board. And voila, a driver's side sliding door was born. Now it's twice as easy to get into, twice as easy to get out of, twice as easy to load, twice as easy to unload. Grand Voyager. It simply slides, folds, protects, unfolds, rolls, and drives better.
I've always wanted to do this. With NFL Sunday Ticket on DirecTV, you get up to 13 regular season games live every Sunday. So if Washington is blowing out the Bucs, just switch to the 49ers Saints game. But hey, is Emmitt Smith breaking the rushing record? Are the Giants crushing the Eagles? You get it. Not on cable, but with DirecTV and this. Now that's a game plan. To get NFL Sunday Ticket on the 18-inch DSS dish of your choice, call 1-800-DIRECTV.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by the all-new Plymouth Grand Voyager, the next generation of the minivan. By American Express. By DirecTV, it's personalized TV. And by Coors Light, shipped cold to preserve the clean taste of the Rockies. Coors Light, tap the Rockies.
That was a Colt not in uniform today.
Injured reserve.
Marchibroda and the Colts will go for it on 4th down, 9th play of the drive. Last year they hit on 71% of their 4th down attempts. Shula tries to stiffen his defense on this 4th and 2. Erickson got away from the rush, completed it to the 30 to Lamont Warren. Warren out of the backfield, a first down reception, then tackled by Steve Tovar. Marchibroda goes for it on 4th down and succeeds.
Starts with great protection. Erickson's got all kinds of time to look around. You see the eventual receiver. Warren is in the backfield. See, again, good. Steps up in the pocket, waits for that receiver to get open. Nice, easy completion against the underneath coverage in between the linebackers.
First down from the 29. Colts trail by 3. 7:44 left in the half. Marshall fumbled the football. And it appears the Colts got it back.
Well, that's not something that he's ever had trouble with. He carried the ball so much at San Diego State, 314 times last year. Protected the ball very well, but an arm comes in here and tries to slap the ball loose. Can't really pick out who it is, but it's a defensive lineman as he goes through. Might have been Copeland, 92, who put a big arm out there, but very fortunate for the Colts.
And Eric Malum, the right guard of the Colts, recovered it. Drills complete to the tight end, Dilger, the rookie from Illinois. Now let's go to Greg Gumbel for an NFL update. Greg?
Testaverde having himself a pretty good go of it so far, 7 of 8 for over 100 yards, including this 70-yarder to Michael Jackson. And the Browns are leading the Patriots by a score of 7-6. That's the second quarter score. Let's go back to Tom and Bob, who just thrilled Joe Montana with their call of the Notre Dame game yesterday.
He was thrilled, huh? I'm glad I didn't have to face him or Lou Holtz today. Third and 4 for Indianapolis. Erickson finds his man, complete to Sean Dawkins. Dawkins had double coverage, actually. Leonard Wheeler and Dan Wilkinson somehow was back in there.
The Bengals blitzed the other side of the offense, dropped Dan Wilkinson back in coverage just to try to get a helmet for Erickson to account for. See, Wilkinson 99 drop off. But again, a strong throw by Erickson. Excellent catch. Very close coverage, but not much room there, and they still get it done.
First down, Indianapolis. As you see, this is play number 13 coming up. Erickson to the sideline, complete. Dilger with the catch. Excuse me, it's Floyd Turner on the sideline, and then bumped out by Roger Jones.
Well, this is becoming a recurring theme. Soft coverage by the corners. Take the hits. Take the 7, 8, 9-yard hits. It's very easy. You can't give quarterbacks a look at your defense for very long because is now the ability in the NFL to call option routes, audible eyes so quickly that offenses can take advantage of any weakness seen in a defense in an instant.
Colts have actually only stopped themselves with 2 interceptions. Blitz comes. Erickson throws it away. And it's saying it was an uncatchable pass, or otherwise Francis would have been called for interference on Potts, but they say the ball was not catchable.
Steve Tovar was the man with pressure on Erickson. Marshall Faulk tries to pick him up. Watch 58. Go on the blitz. He comes around the nose tag, right straight up the middle. Marshall Faulk tries to make the block. And then the officials are saying thrown too high. Again, Larry Piccatello, the defensive coordinator of the Bengals, likes pressure from corners, from linebackers, from anybody he can get in the quarterback's face.
And Tovar punished Erickson after he threw the ball. He calls a timeout now. Erickson does, with the play clock down to 1. We'll take a break. 4:56 left in the half. Colts trying to recapture the lead.
Actually, Abercrombie & Kent isn't in the business of travel at all. We're really in the business of satisfying people's dreams. You go to university, you grow as a person. I believe travel is every bit as important as university. I think the American Express card gives one the confidence and the security to go to the farthest corners of the globe. Everybody knows the card, so it's just part of the culture.
I got it!
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies. Tap the
Here's another clever idea from Plymouth. In the new Plymouth Grand Voyager, a seat is not only a seat, it's a table and a cup holder. It can come with a drawer, and one seat can convert into 2 reclining child safety seats. Overall, the Plymouth Grand Voyager seats are the best minivan seats on wheels. In fact, they're the only minivan seats on wheels. Clever idea. Plymouth Grand Voyager. It simply slides, folds, protects, unfolds, rolls, and drives better.
It happens once every 2 years.
And just thinking about it now, I'm getting goosebumps. It means that much.
For the honor, for their country.
You wanted that trophy to go to all America and to your players.
The Ryder Cup, September 23rd and 24th on NBC.
Indianapolis has been excellent on 3rd down today, and they face a 3rd and 4 here on a long drive. It's the 15th play of the drive that started at the Colt 29 with 12:41 left in the half. Clock down to 4:56 here. 4 wides for the Colts, 6 defensive backs, Bengals. Erickson times, flipped it the wrong way. Anderson was planted at the 10-yard line expecting the ball, and it sailed by him as Erickson finally felt the pressure.
Good tight coverage there by the DBs from Cincinnati. They got a bump on each one of those receivers to the outside, and Erickson had no one to throw it to.
And on 4th down this time, Ted Marchibroda elects to go for the field goal. Mike Kofer will attempt the field goal. Kofer, who spent 5 years with the 49ers, a year with New Orleans, didn't play anywhere last year. This is a 27-yard attempt to tie the game. And it's good. Mike Kofer hits from 27, and with 4:47 left in the half, we're tied at 10.
Introducing the new Plymouth Grand Voyager. It's filled with clever ideas. Now there's a sliding door on this side and this side. 27% more room for you and all your stuff. And seats that roll out of the way. A gazillion cup holders that hold almost anything. Plus more safety and greater visibility. You can carry more and do more. The new Plymouth Grand Voyager. It simply slides, folds, protects, unfolds, rolls, and drives better.
Frank? Hey, Ted, how you doing?
doing?
Great, how's the house?
Fantastic. I'm painting the den.
Great, need any help?
No, thanks, Ted. The hardware guy helped me.
Where'd you go?
True Value.
Isn't that the official hardware store of the NFL?
What? Yes, it is.
That's great.
True Value, the official hardware store of the NFL. Isn't that great?
See you later, Frank.
Oh, okie dokie, Ted.
Get GE 2-pack outdoor floodlights for just $4.95 after a $2 mail-in rebate.
Domino's presents Gus and the Guy's Guide to the Game.
First of all, you got to be prepared. Adjust seatage so as not to obscure the tube.
Always keep a beverage with an easy grab.
And don't ever forget to make the correct call.
Exactamundo.
Yes. Domino's. Coming through with the ultimate deep dish. Thick and zesty crust. Cheese baked to the edge. Delivered free. Order any deep dish and get buffalo wings for $3.99.
Gentlemen, let the games begin.
Next Sunday, the NFL on NBC starts at 12:30 Eastern with a look at Dallas's dynamic duo of Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin, followed by a big doubleheader. First, Marino's Dolphins face Bledsoe's Patriots, or the Raiders battle the Redskins. Then, the Cowboys. Troy Aikman and America's team hosts Elway and the Broncos. The NFL on NBC next Sunday.
Welcome back to Indianapolis. A huge disparity in the time of possession. Ted Marchibroda's Colts 19.5 to only 5:42 for Cincinnati, yet tied at 10.
Yeah, interesting that last drive. 16 plays, 7 minutes and 54 seconds, but only 3 points.
Ball fell off the tee as the kickoff was coming, so we'll re-tee it and try her again.
This is interesting. Must be a new special teams coach at Indianapolis. You know, they're always looking for something different, something strange, something new. But they break right from the huddle all the way down the field. They're getting a 10-yard running head start as the ball is kicked.
You see that unusual alignment as Gardocki puts the foot to it. Well, Joey Lawrence is coming to NBC Sundays in 2 weeks, starring in a hot new comedy series with his 2 real-life brothers. The show's called Brotherly Love. You'll want to look for it. That's Brotherly Love on Sunday nights following the NFL on NBC, and it starts in 2 weeks on NBC this fall. 4:39 left in the half, tied at 10. Cincinnati takes over deep in its own territory. Quick pass. Did it hit the official?
Yeah, hit the umpire.
Don't rub it.
That's Rex Stewart. He was open. This is a quick drop by Jeff Blake. 1, 2, 3. Right in the head. Rex Stewart.
This isn't soccer. Bad hands. Pressure on Blake, and he found the hot receiver, his tight end McGee. Stopped at the 24-yard line, short of the first down.
Well, there's another thing you like about Jeff Blake. He knew the blitz was coming. Quentin Corey at 55 has got a bead on him. He stands in there and still throws the ball. This kid last year was punished unmercifully, and he is tough. He will take it. Watch 55, comes right around the tight end. Jeff Blake is looking right at him. Helmet right in the chest. He still makes the completion.
Quick drop, threw it behind his man Pickens that time.
That's a good thing. If he throws it to him, there's 2 guys that might have intercepted it. Either Ashley Ambrose or Damon Watts is going to have it. I'm serious. That was close. He made the right choice. That's a good incompletion.
Oh, now you're even praising incompletion. Lee Johnson to punt to Ben Bronson. Numbers on Johnson last year, and there's Bronson. Bronson is a rookie from Baylor. Fair catch. Successfully executed at the 28-yard line of Indianapolis. 3:51 now left in the half after a 48-yard Lee Johnson boot. Game tied at 10, despite the fact that the Colts have had the ball much longer than the Bengals.
And they've scored 10 points and controlled the clock without that big a contribution from Marshall Faulk. And spread it around well, which is, I think, one of the reasons why Lindy Infante was brought here by Bill Tobin, the director of football operations, and Ted Marchibroda. Spread it around.
2 Erickson interceptions leading to the Cincinnati scores. Marshall Faulk in motion, then winds up to the bottom of the formation. The pass to Turner, complete for a short gain. Tracy Walker first to arrive on the scene, then Roger Jones.
This is a very difficult offense to defense because you can't really tell where they're going to go next through motion, formation, and different bits of personnel. You got to prepare for so much against this Lindy Infante offense that quarterbacks, if they have time, they're going to find an open receiver somewhere.
Pressure, sack. Erickson back to the 25 by Keith Rucker.
Somebody missed an assignment.
Rucker had 2 sacks all last season, starting 15 games.
It looks to me like the offensive line of the Colts slid the wrong way because Rucker is right inside and untouched. Again, that's one of the things that Larry Piccatello likes to do with games and twists up front. Put a moment of indecision in the offensive lineman's mind. Rucker is free on the quarterback.
Copeland went to the outside, and Rucker just found himself with a free ride to the quarterback. 3rd and 13. Intended for Anderson. It came up short. And the Bengal defense holds.
Now, see, that sack kind of changed the clock in Erickson's head. A little quick to get rid of that one.
So Shula's defense up to the task, and Chris Gardocki, the new punter of the Colts, on the scene. Spent 4 years with the Chicago Bears. Signed as an unrestricted free agent, interestingly enough, even though the Bears were last in the league in punting, and Gardocki averaged only 37.8 per punt last year.
They must have really wanted to get rid of Ron Stark. Huh?
Low snap, Gardocki's left-footed boot. Bengals say get away from it. It takes a great Indianapolis bounce. Those dome air currents were working on it. Took it down to the 19-yard line. Officially a 55-yard punt. About 20 of that on the roll.
Now, you'd like your punt returner to catch that thing in the air, but the coverage was coming down there. Corey Sawyer saw it and got out of the way, and the bounce was, what, a good 15, 20 yards?
Yeah, at least. Gardocki's first punt is not a thing of beauty, but very effective in the books.
And on AstroTurf, there's no telling how far that thing is going to roll and bounce.
2:33 left first half. 10-10 game. That's Sawyer. Blake looks to set a screen. It appears now. Finds room to run, and he can run. Blake ducks out of bounds, picking up a first down, a gain of 12.
Heck of an athlete. There's no denying that. One of the most prepared quarterbacks you'll ever see. Has one of those meticulous manners when you look at his playbook. I mean, the way he writes, it's almost like artistry, but good choice here. Pull the ball down. Show some speed. Quarterbacks always know where that sideline is.
Blake was drafted in the 6th round by the Jets in '92 when Bruce Coslett was the Jets head coach. When Coslett was fired and took over offensive coordinator duties for the Bengals, he went to get Blake, who completes this pass to Darnay Scott. Immediately hit by Eugene Daniel. We'll take a timeout here for the 2-minute warning. Bengals and Colts tied at 10.
AT&T presents The Uncertain World of Football. In 1981, the Colts lined up for what appeared to be an easy chip shot field goal. That's when the unexpected occurred.
And it's going to be pulled out of bounds and lateraled around. Now here's Landry. Landry to the 5. It's the wildest play in the history of the league.
Oh, Cliff, do you have a second? Sure. Listen, I know we're not getting the savings that you expected from our new long-distance company, but I have a solution here. We could go back to AT&T at a guaranteed competitive price.
Thank you, Brian.
Cliff, I've solved our long-distance savings problems. Look, AT&T guarantees competitive prices.
Nice work, Danielle.
Switch to AT&T for guaranteed competitive prices. Call 1-800-COMPARE. In fact, we'll give you 1 month's worth of long distance up to $200 if you don't agree.
Cliff.
AT&T for the life of your business.
You know, these Tostitos are baked.
Get out of here.
Really? But so tasty. Oh, I had this party, and I told everyone that baked Tostitos are low in fat, but nobody believed me.
Wow.
Baked Tostitos have only 1 gram of fat per serving, but they don't taste it.
These are baked?
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Really? They're baked.
No, really. Get out of here.
Baked Tostitos, tortilla chips, and fat-free salsa. You got Tostitos, you got a party.
Okay, that's everything.
And you know where we're going, right?
NBC Sunday nights.
NBC Sunday nights, right.
You know, I don't know why you're moving. Seems like a perfectly good place where you are.
Please stop saying that.
Mad About You is moving to Sundays, 8, 7 Central, starting in 2 weeks on NBC.
Want to stay with us for the Domino's Pizza halftime report. Look at all that high-priced talent. 2 Super Bowl coaches, Gibbs and Ditka, one of the great quarterbacks of all time, Montana, and Greg, bringing you scores and highlights, a look ahead at some of the NFL's best early season matchups, and also a report on a league ruling that there was no salary cap violation in the stock purchase by Dan Marino of the Dolphins. That's all coming up at halftime as the NFL on NBC continues.
Yeah, that's a busy halftime. How are they going to get all that high-priced talent and a report on Dan Marino on? Goodness gracious.
That's why Greg is there.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Greg.
And Greg. And now the Bengals with no timeouts. 154 limits what they can do. They got to consider the outside of the field more than the inside of the field. Although with 154, plenty of time left.
Blake with the play-action fake, and the time to throw, and the catch by McGee. That was pretty.
That was a great throw. Tony McGee, the tight end, not a great deal of speed, but he's got linebacker coverage. Grant is with him, but this is a perfect throw just over the outstretched fingers of Grant into the arms of McGee for the first down pickup. Again, staying to the outside of the field. Now inside the 40, they can take a couple of shots down the middle.
16-yard gain, first down, just inside the Colt 40. Game tied. Blake completes the pass in the flat to Joseph, and James Joseph gets it out of bounds, picking up the first down, knocked out by Eugene Daniel.
Again, very well designed. Empty the backfield. Make a safety, cover a running back out of the backfield. Again, a great throw by Jeff Blake and a nice first down pickup. When you don't have a real solid running game, you got to kind of trick them a little bit. And with motion and formation, Bengals have done a pretty good job, but I think it's coming back. There is a flag on the play.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Illegal
procedure.
On the offense, 2 men moving. Still first down.
Well, they said Joseph in motion. They say 2 men moving. I didn't see the other man, but it nullifies a Bengal big gainer.
2 men can go in motion at the same time, but they have to stop, set a second before the ball can be snapped for that motion to be legal. I'm not so sure I wouldn't try the same play.
Well, they've got Joseph now on the slot to the bottom of the screen. Harold Green, the only running back, and he's actually on a wing. To Joseph again, but this time the Colts were ready for it in a very short gain, as Eugene Daniel wasn't going to be fooled twice. Plus, they had pressure on Blake in the form of Stephen Grant.
Well, Blake recognized the blitz coming, called the audible, the hot audible. And again, hit down by the legs. I can't tell you how many times this kid was hit last year. He always seemed to get up.
His exuberance is infectious, though. He loves playing this game. Steps up and fires a strike. nails him, and Blake already up to the line after that. McGee's 5th catch. And downs the ball. This is where the confusion twice on offense and once on defense, burning all 3 timeouts, comes back to haunt him.
But that was well executed. The universal signal to the rest of the team, tapping the top of his helmet. We're going to ground the ball, stop the clock. Good protection on that last completion for Jeff Blake. Waits for the tight end to cross in the middle. And he can certainly throw it. He has got a rifle arm.
So Shula with no timeouts to play with. But McGee, 5 catches, 89 yards from Blake, who's spreading the ball around a bit too. Found his outlet man, and it'll go. He should have just dropped the ball and go for a loss to Joseph.
No catch. Does stop the clock.
That's good. So it stops the clock. He was going to lose ground and keep the clock running anyway. So fortunate circumstance for Blake and the Bengals.
Situation in the NFL has changed a little bit now in these 2-minute situations with the ability of the quarterback to hear the signals from the sideline as opposed to hand signals. It's helped. You get a little more offense into the game with that headset radio.
3rd down. Trying to trick him with Jeff Hill getting the handoff from a wide receiver spot. And the Colts were ready for it. Ellis Johnson, the rookie from Florida, with his first big stop of an NFL career.
Yeah, that's the old wing-back counter that Nebraska used to run, and he is a rookie, has last year watched college football, so the rookie defensive lineman not fooled at all. Obviously had seen it before when he played at Florida. Trying to spread the defense. You'll see Hill come, the fake pitch. Sargent 77 is the lead blocker. But you can see, unfortunately, young man is inside Bruce Kazurski, and Ellis Johnson makes the tackle for a loss.
Trev Alberts was there too. We haven't heard much from Alberts today, moving to that defensive end spot, have we?
No, we have not. At 242 pounds, he's not really been around the quarterback. Kevin Sargent, 77, is the offensive left tackle, so that's a plus for Cincinnati. They kind of worry about Kevin Sargent a little bit.
The Colts have called the timeout, trying to preserve some time for their offense. There's an even minute showing on the clock as Doug Pelfrey is getting set to attempt a field goal for Cincinnati. Marchibroda and the Colts have moved the football, but have only 10 points to show for it. So Pelfrey, 1 for 1 today. He hit from 25 yards. This one from 44 to give the Bengals the lead. Lee Johnson, the holder, perfect spot, kick up and through. Pelfrey hits from 44 yards, and Cincinnati takes the lead. That young man caught a lot of flack when he replaced Jim Breach as the place kicker of the Bengals, and struggled a little bit early, but has come on to be a valuable weapon for Cincinnati.
Anybody who replaces Jim Breach in the career that he had in Cincinnati, all the points he scored and the consecutive makes, he was also, Jim Breach, very active in the community, father of 6. He was a tough guy to replace, but hey, look, even Jim Breach understood it.
So the Bengals go 55 yards in 10 plays. A smiling Pelfrey boots it through from 44 yards out. And Marchibroda and the Colts find themselves down with 55 seconds left in the half. Colts have shown the ability to move the football, but 2 interceptions were costly. Actually, these are the first points Cincinnati has earned without benefit of a turnover. Erickson itching to get back in there. Johnson deep to Warren. He'll down it for the touchback. And Erickson will get it going from the 20-yard line.
Interesting, too, to note that the Colts ended last season with 12 consecutive quarters not allowing a touchdown, and that pass at the end of the first to Carl Pickens broke that string. So This defense had played well, but when you start a new season, nobody's really sure that all the questions are answered, and Colts have been rather flat. Very little performance from the offensive line blocking for Marshall Faulk. The 2 interceptions by Craig Erickson. The Bengals have some confidence.
Yeah, the cloud of doom that has seemed to follow the Bengals around, maybe lifting a bit. Faulk spun around. As a gain of 5, John Copeland was the man doing the spinning. And the fans a little restless. They preferred to see Erickson put it in the air.
Now, that was probably a setup play.
Batted by Copeland, and it falls incomplete.
Actually, very smart move by Will Wolford. Did you see that? That ball is up in the air. Copeland is going for it. And the veteran, Will Wolford, grabbed Copeland by the shirt so he couldn't become a receiver. This is going to be a screen. Bengals sitting in a prevent defense, so the Colts' choice is to try to go underneath from the right-hand side. Now, well, you can't really pick it up. See if you can see Wolford grab a hold of the shirt. Yeah, there, hand on the shirt, just trying to hold him up so he can't make the interception.
Thus, the Colts get another chance, and they hand it to Marshall. Picking his way forward, he spins his way to a first down as the clock comes inside 30 seconds.
Fans probably looking at this. Why don't you throw it down the field? Well, they got a 3-man rush, 8 men back in coverage. It's senseless to take a chance turning the ball over at the end of the first half here. Just keep running the little screens, little dink and dunk, get it down the field. And hey, you know, if you throw it to Marshall Faulk, he breaks 2 tackles, he might go 70.
So, Lindy Infante, you said he was out of football after being fired as the Packers head coach and almost totally got away from the sport for a while, huh?
Yeah, didn't pick up the playbook for 3 years. Seldom watched football other than just a casual fan. He did design, draw, and build a house for he and his wife Stephanie down in St. Augustine, Florida. He said it was one of the most fulfilling things he's ever done. Was out of the game for 3 years, had an awful lot of offers. Liked the chance here because 1, Marshall Faulk, 2, Bill Tobin, and comes back and tries to regain some of that luster to the Lindy Infante offensive game plan.
And being away from the game probably sort of recharged his batteries and renewed his interest, and we've seen evidence of his work here in the first half, that diversified offense. Across the middle, complete to Turner. He has a first down at the 45 of the Bengals, where he's collared by Steve Tovar. Erickson's going to want to down it. And does with 8 seconds left. $17 yards on that pass completion by Erickson. Cincinnati continues to bottle up Marshall Faulk. His first half numbers: 14 carries, 38 yards.
Do you trap the end zone here? I think you got to give it one shot, huh?
Yep. Dawkins widest of all, bottom of the screen. Turner is there, and Marshall Faulk in the slot. Illegal procedure, it appeared, on behalf of the Colts as someone jumped a little early. That'll put them 5 yards further back. First penalty against Indianapolis in the first half.
Impressive for an opening game. Normally there's a lot of jitters. Normally it takes a while in the opening game of the season for you to catch your breath as a player. The butterflies, the anticipation. Except for the 2 interceptions, they played cleanly.
Ball right at the midfield stripe. Same formation. That's Faulk in the slot, bottom of the screen. And they swing it complete to Ward. He's not going to get anywhere as the Bengals collapse him and stop him to win the half. Bit of a surprise here as Erickson throwing 2 first-half interceptions, and Shula races off the field, no doubt elated by the performance of his Cincinnati Bengals. At the end of the first half, 13-10 Cincinnati. Now let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York. As we get ready to start the third quarter in Indianapolis, welcome back to the RCA Dome. boy, that cloud of doom that's followed Cincinnati for so long might have lifted a little bit. It has to be a confidence builder for them.
Tom, I agree. There's no question. And the defense's ability to shut down Marshall Faulk in this first half, 14 rushes, just 38 yards. And they got the 2 picks, the 2 interceptions, and resulted in 10 points. They didn't have the ball much in the first half, but when they had it, they made pretty good use of it. So, yeah, I mean, you're right. Everyone was predicting gloom and doom. This is a homecoming opponent for everybody, but the Bengals have played respectably.
As you see our Coors Light halftime stats, notice also that Marshall Faulk held without a reception in the first half. Gardocki with the kick. And it's taken by Dunn. Crosses the 20 and the 25. Nearly made the 30-yard line where the Bengals will take over, holding that 3-point lead. 24 yards on the return. The tackle by Derwin Gray. Well, at halftime, Mike Ditka was praising Jeff Blake, and I agree. This guy can play.
He's a wonderful kid. You see the quarterback comparison, 10 of 18 for Jeff Blake. He has that ability in the pocket to sense the rush, just shuffle a little bit, and still make the completion, and he'll take the hit.
First down pitch to Green. Green running hard. Doesn't get very far, only a couple of yards before the defense collapses on him, led by Tony Bennett from that defensive end spot.
The Bengals offense has done an excellent job of spreading this Colt defense. A lot of different formations, a lot of different personnel groups. Never really give the Colts a clear picture of what's about to happen. A lot of motion, a lot of late movement.
Spot on the football. Yes, he does. Eugene Daniel threw him back after Pickens put a couple of moves on and tried to get away, but he does have the first down.
Good strong arm throw by Jeff Blake. Here's the pattern run by Pickens. Outside corner release, and Daniel just can't get back in time. Good timing on that play. The Colts took advantage of loose coverage, soft coverage by the corners. Bengals did the same thing there.
First down at their own 39. Again to the air. Blake zips it complete. Some steam on that one to Pickens. Buchanan hit him immediately.
I can't find anything wrong with this kid. If you were 3 inches taller, I think he'd own this league. Carl Pickens on the field. I certainly don't need another injury. And David Klingler has a broken jaw. Of course, we know about Kajana Carter. Well, he's up and moving. He's got to come out of the game, though. May have come down on the football.
It looked like he just had the wind knocked out of him.
Sometimes when you catch the ball, and this is a fine catch with Buchanan right there in coverage, turns around and makes the catch. Does he come down on his stomach? Well, I can't really tell, but he is up on the sideline and appears will return quickly.
And there's Jeff Blake, the hero of the hour for Cincinnati. Green, only a yard. Tony Siragusa and Jeff Harrod, the center of the defense, making the stop as Pickens returns to the fray.
One thing very obvious about this Bengals offense, Tom, I think you'll agree, they're throwing the ball to set up the run. It's more important that they have the defensive backs and also the linebackers thinking pass first, and then they kind of sneak in the run a little bit. It's a good idea.
Green has carried 7 times for 43 yards. Blake has McGee, and McGee has a first down and more as he breaks loose from another tackle. Knocked out of bounds finally just shy of the 20-yard line by Jeff Harrod. Boy, Tony McGee is tough to bring down today.
And Jeff Harrod, there's some good tacklers on this defense. Again, well thrown by Jeff Blake, finds the open man, no one in coverage on McGee out in the flat.
And then McGee takes it for 29 yards, breaking tackles along the sideline.
Big tough tight end. First one missed. Eugene Daniel through the arms. That's 3 guys miss him, and then Harrod finally pushes him out of bounds.
Good running by McGee after the catch. Hits the green. Nice move to get outside. And again a nice move to the 15-yard line. That's the Harold Green we saw that made it to the Pro Bowl back in '92.
Yeah, that pitch, I wonder if that qualifies as a pass completion. That was a long pitch. What they're trying to do is get to the corner as quickly as they possibly can. You see Green goes in motion. Jeff Blake reverses out. Decent blocking downfield. Avoids the tackle of Ray Buchanan. You're right. That's the Harold Green of 3 years ago. Enthusiastic running.
The enemy throws a pass, and it was an ugly thing. Out of bounds. Bieniemy did the best he could with that one, get rid of it, and in that play.
What is he applauding, for goodness sake?
Because no harm was done.
The Colts threaten the blitz. People all over the place. 7 guys at the line of scrimmage.
The penetration kept him from throwing when he wanted to, I believe. And he just ran for the sideline and said he's glad they got out of that one without any further damage.
No one was killed on that play. That's why he's applauding.
Cincinnati trying to convert its first third down of the game. Green will not get there. To the 14-yard line, stopped by Tony McCoy.
Tried to run a trap up the middle. Just couldn't quite get it done.
So Doug Pelfrey will come out on 4th down to attempt another field goal. He's 2 for 2. This one will be about 32 yards. And it's no problem. Pelfrey hits it through the uprights, and the Bengals add to their lead. Long drive off the second half kickoff. You're watching the NFL on NBC.
Introducing a new luxury vehicle with the most powerful V8 in its class, the safety of dual airbags, and the ability to take you where no luxury car can. The new Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. With over 40 major advancements, it's truly the perfect luxury vehicle for whatever nature unveils. Jeep, there's only one.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Jeep, makers of Grand Cherokee, Cherokee, and Wrangler. By Burt Plus Shampoo and Conditioner. Great hair, no fuss. By True Value, the official hardware store of the NFL. And by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good.
With producer David Neal and director Doug Graber, Tom Hammond, Bob Trumpy, the RCA Dome in Indianapolis. A little bit of a surprise here as the Bengals have a 6-point lead on the favorite Indianapolis Colts at the 10:46 mark, third quarter. Cincinnati has outrushed Indianapolis and Marshall Faulk 71 yards to 51 yards. Kickoff hit short, then taken on the hop by Warren. And Warren has a blocker and nearly broke it to the 35-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle made that time by Waterstadt. Waterstadt got him, or else he was going to lug it 100 yards.
Good speed shown here. You always like that kick returner with that nice long stride. Takes a little extra time for this thing to get going because of the bounce, but when he puts it in gear, watch him accelerate through these blocks. There's the one nice move. Well, good field position to start this drive at the 35.
34 yards on Warren's return. Marshall Faulk looking for a seam. None there. Stopped for no gain. Gracie Walker from the strong safety spot. John Copeland on that defensive end stopped him for no gain.
If you're wondering where Craig Erickson falls in the legacy of great quarterbacks, there it is. Jim Kelly, Kosar, Ryan Collins, the last one. Craig Erickson was recruited by Jimmy Johnson to the University of Miami. Then Johnson left, went to the Dallas Cowboys. He was coached by Dennis Erickson. He was 44-4 at the University of Miami in 4 years and 2 national championships. That's all.
We were trying to think yesterday, there are not many quarterbacks that can claim that they directed their team to 2 national championships. Roosevelt Potts punishing tacklers. James Francis first to hit him and asked for and received some help. Darrell Williams arrived on the scene, and so did Rico McDonald.
Boy, he ran right over Ricardo McDonald at the end of that play.
The scores you see this first weekend in the NFL, and the word we get is that Steve Young injured on his way to the hospital. Elvis Gerback, we assume, quarterbacking the Niners.
Pull here by the guard and tackle. Watch the end of this play, and 56 to contact. Potts, boom, just puts Ricardo McDonald on the ground. Nice pickup.
You sort of forgot about Roosevelt. That's his first carry since the first quarter. Fogg has the first down. Gracie Walker hit him and got some help.
You know, I got to tell you, the defensive line of the Bengals has been very respectable at this point. That's a big, very big defensive line if you look at it with the starters. Artie Smith is close to 300 pounds. Big Daddy is like 315. Copeland's like 290. They got a lot of meat up in front, and it's been very difficult for the Colt offensive line to get any separation from these guys for a running lane for Marshall Faulk.
And Rucker, who got a piece of that one, is 332. Fake it to Marshall. Erickson has Arbuckle. And the tight end has a first down. Run out of bounds by Darrell Williams at about the 42-yard line.
Well, we talked about the defensive line. Dan Wilkinson moving out to defensive end. He's on Will Wolford. And also Stasiak on the inside 79. A little jersey in the hand of Stasiak. No call. Of course, the first day of camp, they teach defensive linemen always complain that you're being held.
And the first day of camp, they teach all offensive linemen how to hold.
Absolutely.
8 minutes left, third quarter. Faulk in motion, winds up at the extreme bottom of the formation, sitting there awaiting the ball if necessary. Instead, Erickson finds Arbuckle for his second reception of the game, tackled by Francis and McDonald.
Just a nice little square route. One of the things about Lindy Infante's offense, for those that remember when he was at Cincinnati, Dan Ross was the tight end, caught a lot of passes. He likes to get the ball to the tight end. The stunt by Cincinnati picked up well. Linebacker coverage. James Francis on Arbuckle. Nice completion. Drive stays alive.
12-yard gain. All the way down to the Cincinnati 30, where Indianapolis has a first down. Pitch to Faulk. Pops with a block on Francis. Faulk then is leveled on a tough hit by Gracie Walker. There is a penalty marker down. No, it's Arbuckle that's down, and a flag too right at the 30. And a hold against Indianapolis. Roosevelt Potts blasted James Francis, who'd already been turned around by a block.
Holding, offense number 81, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
And Arbuckle, I think, was the man that was holding Francis for Potts to hit him.
They always seem to get the tight end, you know. Every time a sweep works.
It's because they're guilty.
Not always.
Everyone I ever knew.
Maybe he missed that meeting about how to hold and not get caught.
That's actually the first major penalty of the game, other than a 5-yarder on either team. Intercepted, third of the game for the Bengals. Gracie Walker picked it off, and that is Gracie Walker's second interception of this game.
Ball was intended for Ken Dilger, the tight end. Walker does a great job of breaking right in front of Dilger. This ball floats a little bit on Craig Erickson. And Walker, great recovery to make the interception. Third turnover now against the Colts and for the Bengals.
Geez, I gotta get to a hardware store.
Building something?
Sink's leaking.
Sink's leaking. Talk to Bernie.
Bernie?
Bernie knows plumbing.
Where does Bernie go?
True Value.
True Value.
Official hardware store of the NFL.
Official?
Official.
True Value, the official hardware store of the NFL.
Yes, it's official.
Get this Weber Smoky Joe Grill, customized with your favorite NFL team logo for only $29.99.
Want to try Newport Plus?
No way. I tried it years ago. My hair needs a separate conditioner.
This new stuff cleans and conditions better than back then.
But it's still a shampoo and conditioner in one.
Wrong. It's a shampoo and precise blend of several conditioners, individually balanced for every kind of hair.
We'll see. Well, it is actually better. I can feel it.
Newport Plus in 5 precise new formulas.
The Eagle Vision is the first sedan in the world with the auto stick system. Porsche offers their version in a coupe. This German engineer will compare. Du kennst mich doch. Ich liebe Schwarz. So what do you think, Goose?
Also, was denkst du denn, Goose?
Vision ist sehr gut. Ich meine, einfach zum automatisch,
He likes the choice of automatic or auto stick. Excellent handling without a clutch.
What's he think of Vision's price?
Auf meine Gute. Unsere Sales ist ja kaputt.
No, we get the message. Thank you.
Test it yourself. Make the call. 1-800-2-TEST-EAGLE.
Friday night, the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Braves, the Marlins, or regional action. Baseball Night in America, Friday on NBC.
No, he's not embarrassed. He might be pondering his good fate. 2 interceptions for Bracey Walker, the first of his career. The former Tar Heel of North Carolina in his second season. Last year, the Bengals had 10 interceptions for the season. They have 3 already today.
A nice start for this season, isn't it?
And Blake completes the pass to Harold Green. Gained about 8 yards across the 40, hit by Trev Alberts and Stephen Grant.
Well, you can see the confidence building now. Defense turns the ball over for the Bengal offense. Now, Bengal offense, go out and do your job. And it does, when you have problems all around you, anything that can make you feel a little more positive about your chances, I mean, helps and helps so much to a team that's just not quite there. Missing Carter.
Green caught the pass for the first time today, then gets the carry, and Tony McCoy says, no gain. It'll be 3rd and about 2.
For 2 or 3 years, Tony McCoy was just nothing on this team. And last year had a sensational season, just sensational season. Becoming one of the hardest workers on the team, and you mentioned the early stages of the game. He had arthroscopic knee surgery about 11, 12 days ago, out here playing.
What about his ability to heal? I think he did the same thing last year.
Absolutely remarkable.
Third down pass, Blake pumps and hangs it. Pickens tries to run under it and couldn't hang on. Belser and Daniel were there with Pickens.
Well, they tried. That was the hitch and go. He tries to convince the cornerback that he's just going to run the hitch, then runs by Eugene Daniels, almost makes the catch. Ball bounces off his own chest for an incompletion.
A lot of bright spots for Cincinnati today, but one of them that is not is 0 for 5 on third down conversions. Bronson awaiting the Johnson punt. And he booms it. Bronson's going to let it bounce. And it takes a good Bengal bounce, dead in its tracks. Can they down it inside? Yes, they can. Wow. Darrell Williams racing downfield, down the punt at the 1-yard line. 57 yards.
The punt returner did a great job. The entire punt coverage team of the Bengals was nowhere to be found around the football. They finally recognize where it hits, go over and down it. First and 99 Colts.
Things going everything for Cincinnati at the moment.
Even though the new Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited is more sophisticated, more refined, and more luxurious than ever, you can be sure that underneath it all, it's still a Jeep.
It's a humdinger! These announcers gotta go. Right.
Baker steps in. He's batting .206 and making $3 million a year.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's checking sign. What's he saying, Steve?
Good news, I'm having your baby. This game is brought to you by Miller Lite. Expect great things from the great taste of Miller Lite.
Nice work, Steve.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Suicide squeeze! Ow! Come on! Terrible. Here's that umpire's home telephone number.
Call tonight.
Keep calling.
Call him late.
What a sandwich!
Taco Bell introduces the Texas Taco Sandwich. Oven-baked flatbread with chicken or beef and a tangy southwestern sauce. Starting at 99 cents. Tastes so big, it ought to be outlawed. Yummy.
This is the first weekend of 95 for the NFL on NBC, and here are the breaking news stories we brought you today. The NFL ruling there was no evidence of a salary cap violation by the Dolphins in Dan Marino's stock purchase. Oakland Raiders lawyer Joseph Alioto said the NFL's lawsuit was a sneak attack. They'll fight back. And the video company Sega pressuring Deion Sanders to sign with any team. They need to know what uniform he'll wear for Christmas marketing. Did you say the game had changed a bit since your day?
Yes. I remember going out for $35 a night speaking to anybody and everybody that would listen. Nobody talked about Christmas marketing for a computer game. No, it has changed, Tom.
Big Keith Rucker's having quite a day for the Cincinnati defense as he makes the stop there. As the Colts try to bang it out of the shadow of their own goal line with Marshall Faulk and nothing doing. I formation, Potts the fullback. Faulk is the tailback lined up midway in the end zone. Faulk again. Lucky he wasn't stopped for a safety. James Francis got there first that time.
Tom, did you see that defensive line of the Bengals? Just absolutely stood up the offensive line of the Indianapolis Colts. Just took them right out of their stance. Watch what happens, how both of them, Stasiak stood straight up. And Marshall Faulk has no place to run. James Francis comes in and cleans up.
Well, the Bengals are fired up. Boy, you can see their confidence growing on both sides of the football. This is third down. From the gun, in his own end zone, Erickson. Whoa! Out of the end zone for safety.
The center is Kirk Loudermilk. It looked to me like Erickson took his eye off the ball. That went right through his hands.
I think the snap was okay. Maybe not perfect, but certainly catchable. It looked like Erickson muffed it.
It may have been pretty quick. That's a very fast snap.
You know, wasn't he lined up closer to the center than usual?
Looked like it, but Loudermilk also had to reach to make a block. And he may have snapped that ball too quickly. There's Lindy and Bonnie talking to Kirk Loudermilk. They'll try to work it out here.
Testing the new auto stick system on the Eagle Vision is Test Pilot Captain Orlowski. You comfortable, sir?
I love the smell of a new car in the morning.
I'll take that as a yes.
Engaging auto stick. No clutch, easy to shift.
No bulky oxygen masks.
Amazing control, even without the wings.
You don't get out of the F-16 much, do you, Flyboy? And that's okay.
Test it yourself. Make the call. 1-800-2-TEST-EAGLE.
In 1970, Elton's very first song went gold. Then, Rocket Man went gold. Then, 103 of his other songs went gold. And now that he's touring with 38 musicians and a small army of stagehands...
And how will you be paying?
Elton's gone gold.
Money? These are gold. Oh, we'll need 371 wake-up calls.
After all, nothing's got the power of gold.
You know, these Tostitos are baked.
Get out of here.
Really? But so tasty. Oh, I had this party, and I told everyone that baked Tostitos are low in fat, but nobody believed me.
Wow.
Baked Tostitos have only 1 gram of fat per serving, but they don't taste it.
These are baked? Get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Really? They're baked.
No, really. Get out of here.
Baked Tostitos, tortilla chips, and fat-free salsa. You got Tostitos, you got a party.
Next Sunday on NBC, Marino, Bledsoe, Elway, Aikman, a superstar quarterback doubleheader. Defenses beware on the NFL on NBC next Sunday.
Welcome back to the RCA Dome, where the Bengals have just added 2 points to their lead. It's 18-10. Here's the free kick by Gardocki. Sawyer settles under it at the 32. Trying to turn the corner, cuts up, gets to the outside. Sawyer, nice return to the 45 of the Colts, where he's tackled by Ashley Ambrose. And things starting to unravel here for Indianapolis.
And on that last snap, Kirk Loudermilk there with Ron Blackledge, the offensive line coach. Watch the snap. It's much too hard for Erickson to handle. He was not expecting that kind of velocity on the snap. And that's the safety. And on the return, Corey Sawyer, a young man out of Florida State. Boy, he jets up through here, looking for just a little crease. Gets it. Nice return again. Great field position for the Bengals after a 22-yard return.
First down, Cincinnati. 3:45 left. Third quarter. 18-10 Bengals. Harold Green, tough running for 2 yards. Coriat and Alberts combining on the stop for Indianapolis.
Now, the Bengals have had great field position throughout the day here with these turnovers. They've not really been able to take advantage of all of them. They've gotten field goals, just 1 touchdown. Now they need to get this ball in the end zone.
Blake intended for Bieniemy, off him and into the hands of another Bengal. It's Ware, who's finally tackled by Belser. Let's check it. It's Darnay Scott, I believe, 86 instead of 88. So Bieniemy had it bounce off his pads right into the hands of Scott. You don't think the Bengals were meant to do well today?
Now, you know, watch this thing when it bounces off Bieniemy's shoulder pads. It just keeps going right straight. Right through his hands, right to Darnay Scott. Makes the easy completion. I don't think it was drawn up that way. They may put it in the game plan.
I see Coslin over there making a note right now. Let's put that in next week. Very little on the ground that time for Harold Green, stopped by Stephen Grant.
But again, you see the Bengals setting up the run, just showing the Colts that they will run the football, but their first idea is to throw.
Approaching the 2-minute mark in the third. A surprising turn of events. Well, it happened to Notre Dame yesterday. Can it happen to the Colts today? You lose your opener on your home field to an underdog opponent. I think it's you. Hits to Green.
To do with it.
Stop for a loss back to the 20-yard line by Grant.
They strung that one out beautifully, Tom. That's the one way you can stop the sweep, is make sure you get that running back out to the sideline. Excellent penetration by Tony Bennett, 56. And Grant on the tackle. No place for Harold Green to run at all.
And Jeff Harrod there to make sure. So the Colt linebackers right in the middle of that play, setting up a 3rd and long. Blake has time. Little touch on that one. And Pickens in a hand fight with Ashley Ambrose. And the ball falls to the turf. Blake got away with one there.
Yeah, 50-50 up to who was going to catch that one. Ashley Ambrose or Carl Pickens. Again, the thing you like about this is Jeff Blake and his foot moving. Watch his feet. Keeps bouncing. Always ready to throw it. Then tries to do a little more than he should. Through the hands of Ashley Ambrose. Pickens keeps looking at the football, almost makes the reception, but no.
Pelfrey with another field goal attempt. He's perfect today. This one from 38 yards. And Pelfrey has another. He is 4 for 4, and the Bengals have added to their lead. It's 21-10 Cincinnati.
KFC presents They Need a Miracle. In the 1975 playoffs, the Cowboys were running out of options, but not hope. What did the Cowboys need to pull out the win?
Waiting for the ultimate chicken finger food? Try new Colonel's Crispy Strips from KFC. Juicy, all-white meat chicken, freshly prepared with our special extra tasty crispy recipe. New Colonel's Crispy Strips are good enough to be a meal, so eat them with a knife and fork, if you can wait that long.
Everybody needs a little KFC.
And for a mealtime treat, bring home 3 Colonel's Crispy Strips, mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw and a biscuit, all for just $2.99.
They didn't call Roger Staubach Captain Comeback for nothing. And since the Cowboys needed a miracle, number 12 launched a prayer of a pass.
Pearson makes the catch at the 5, touchdown! Would you believe it?
Everybody needs a little KFC.
Yeah, I took the high endurance challenge from Old Spice because I didn't really think it could work better than my old deodorant. But it does. If you don't think it's the best, call 1-800-PROVE-IT and they'll buy you a stick of yours. Now you got proof. Guaranteed.
One of these hammers is jacketed in high-impact polycarbonate. The other one is broken. The fiberglass jacketed hammer from Stanley.
For 14 years, number 62 wore the black and gold of the Pittsburgh Steelers, a mainstay on the offensive line. One of the undersized offensive linemen who got it done with technique. That's Tunch Ilkin, who joins us now, the newest NBC commentator. Welcome. We're going to put you right in the middle of things here, Trump. The offensive line has been a big part of the story of this game today.
Yeah, we'd like to know why you think Marshall Faulk has not been able to gain many yards. The defensive line of the Bengals seems to have done a good job. The offensive line of the Colts not been able to move those big guys.
Well, they're just not getting any movement. They're not coming off the ball. What makes Marshall so effective is he picks a hole, and he'll either cut back or he'll take the onside. He's not getting any daylight.
All right, Tunch, we'll keep that headset on, and we'll get some more comments from you as the game evolves here. And the kickoff taken by Humphrey, and he's got some room to see if he can outrun the pursuit angles, and he just gets knocked out of bounds at about the 35-yard line, the 36 of Cincinnati. It's a 64-yard return by Ronald Humphrey.
Well blocked by Indianapolis. Starts on the right-hand side of the field. The Bengals lose containment a little bit. Decent speed here. Well, now that's something that should ignite the Indianapolis Colts. They've not really played with that opening day verve you expect. Let's see if the offense can now take advantage of the great field position.
Humphrey's trying to get him fired up. That would be illegal in college football this year. Now Erickson has had a rough day with 3 interceptions. Handing to Potts, who spins his way to the 30-yard line. That's a 6-yard gain for Roosevelt. With 30 seconds now left in the third quarter.
Now that particular formation, now they move Marshall Faulk out to the wing, and Potts is the only running back trying another angle now to try to get up through that big tough defensive line, Tunch.
You know what, I tell you what, they might want to give the ball more to Potts, because coming up early, they're keying on Faulk so much that he's wide open.
Faulk wide receiver, bottom of the screen on this formation. And handed to Potts. Tripped up as he crosses the 25-yard line. Should be enough for an Indianapolis first down. And that will bring the third quarter to a close. It'll be an uphill battle for the favored Indianapolis Colts. At the end of 3 quarters, Cincinnati Bengals 21, Indianapolis Colts 10. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
And that's when I said to NBC, I said, no, you put us on Sunday nights. I did.
Mad About You moves to Sundays, 8/7 Central, NBC.
In Normal, Illinois, Gene Goebel is popular with folks who need their car fixed. He does good work, and he doesn't charge an arm and a leg. Because when he needs auto parts, Gene buys a lot of them at AutoZone. You see, the prices are low every day at AutoZone. So a lot of good mechanics like Gene just pass the savings on to their customers. Plus, they can still get the best quality parts. Sure, they know how to do the work right, but they also know how to save money doing it at AutoZone.
Planning a family project this weekend?
Get hip to the square.
Builder's Square is a stop that gets your project going. Painting the house, building a backyard playground, landscaping, any spruce up or fix up at all.
Get a terrific square deal on a 200-gallon 4-person jacuzzi spa featuring contoured surround seating this week at Builder's Square.
We'll get you squared away.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's that time of year again. They're going back! It's back to school time at Staples. Over 5,000 supplies at the guaranteed low price.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Staples. Yeah, we've got that.
Watch Charlie Lucan, weeknights on Cincinnati's News 5.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the NFL is prohibited.
Ready to start the fourth quarter, RCA Dome, Indianapolis, with Cincinnati leading the Colts 21-10. On third down, Indianapolis has converted 7 of 12. They face a 3rd and 1 here after a re-spot of the football. You remember that last run by Roosevelt Potts appeared to have the first down, but they said he bounced across, so they moved the ball back, and it's 3rd and short. Arbuckle, a tight end, now wing on the left. They run that way. Falk, nice move for the first down. Darrell Williams with the tackle, but the Colts keep their drive going.
Great kick-out play by Stasiak. They ran this early in the game on 3rd and short, the one where Marshall spun inside. He's kicking out the corner, and Marshall's got to read the hole. He either cuts up or takes it outside. Does a nice job of following Potts for the first down.
All right. Don't you, as an offensive lineman, love a guy like Marshall Faulk? He just makes your job so much easier.
Hey, just get in their way and watch him break it.
Yeah.
Faulk lining up wing right. This formation, Potts behind Erickson. Erickson is going to be thrown down. It looked like he had plenty of time, but then Copeland got to him. It appeared to me Erickson had plenty of time to get rid of the football.
Yeah, Tom looking for the alternate receiver, and it just ate up too much time. Copeland 92. He comes around the offensive right tackle, Jason Matthews. Matthews actually does a pretty good job of pass protection. Now, the quarterback's responsibility is there. Have confidence in your offensive lineman. Move forward so that the pass rush is avoided, but he didn't do it that time.
Big John Copeland, the 5th player taken in the 93 draft, the All-American from Alabama, got the sack. Erickson again in trouble and misses the tight end, Dilger.
Again, Copeland right in his face, James Francis right in his face, and Erickson under pressure has not looked good today. He's made some very poor choices, and this one he just tries at the last split second to dump it over the line of scrimmage. Francis comes untouched. Now see Erickson, and you just got to eat it. Take the ball, make sure that you don't turn it over there, and give your field goal kicker a chance.
Erickson 18 of 30, 190 yards today, but 3 interceptions. 3rd and long for the Colts from the gun. Erickson has his receiver, but well short of the first down on Arbuckle. Or it was Lamont Warren, 21 and not 81. And Roger Jones made sure he didn't get much further.
So, good field position by the Indianapolis Colts. Can't get the ball in the end zone. That's not something I think Ted Marchibroda expected at all from this offense. They have some weapons.
Mike Kofer from 40 yards. Nearly blocked. Kofer was able to bang it through. So Mike Kofer hits a 40-yard field goal to cut the Bengals lead. It's 21-13, the NFL on NBC.
Can France and Italy, Austria and England, Germany, Spain, and the Netherlands ever really agree on a single currency? Actually, they already have. Gold MasterCard. It's accepted at more cash machines around the world.
Excuse me, guy.
Than any other card. Look for your Gold MasterCard invitation in the mail and apply today.
25 years together. They've just flown by. 25 years of kids, jobs, moving. I didn't just want to bring her back to her favorite place. I wanted to give her something she's only dreamt of.
The 25th anniversary diamond necklace.
Save some hot water. Too late! Honey, turn up the heat.
It is up.
Please let it be him. Let it be him. Please let it be him.
The gas-fueled complete heat system from Lennox.
It's him.
Virtually unlimited hot water and comfortable home heating in one unit. And it runs on economical natural gas, so it's super efficient.
Yes!
The Lennox complete heat system. Not just heat, complete heat.
Yes. Clean natural gas. Think what you'll save.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Pro Player. It's not just a jacket you wear, it's an attitude. By Pennzoil, the motor oil that works like liquid ball bearings. And by the Gatorade Company. If you're not standing on the sidelines, you're gonna get thirsty. Life is a sport. Drink it up.
Welcome back to Indianapolis. On the sideline, backup quarterback Jim Harbaugh loosening up.
Well, I don't like this choice. Yes, Erickson's thrown 3 interceptions, but they traded a first-round draft choice for this kid. He's been their starter throughout the preseason. He's earned the start. I don't like this choice.
Gardocki with the kick. Done. To the outside. Just knocked out of bounds. That was a saving tackle by Watts. Bumped him out of bounds, or Dunn was streaking down that far side. 33-yard return as it was. So the Colts get within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, but the Bengals come right back with a good return.
Yeah, and Harbaugh, the starter last year, they acquire Erickson for things that Harbaugh couldn't bring to the team. Now, the message to Craig Erickson is you're our starting quarterback, but that's not a good message to have in the first game of the season for Craig Erickson, a guy you're going to count on for the rest of this season.
Blake Scott to the 49-yard line. Cincinnati first down, gain of 11. David Tate covered Scott. That was a bullet fired by Jeff Blake.
George, let me make a point here. The Bengals have done a great job of not really going with the deep passes to try to help this offensive line as best they could. A lot of 3-step drops by Jeff Blake.
Well, that's what you want to do, Trump, especially in an inexperienced offensive line. You want to get those chains moving. You want their confidence to build. Right now, they're playing with great confidence.
Blitz shown by the Colts. Here they come. And it disrupts the handoff as James Joseph had nowhere to go. Did fall forward for about a yard. Brandon Belser get credit.
Now there was an unblocked man right at the line of scrimmage on the left side of the center. And that really blew up the play. That's Quentin Corey at 55. You see, Joseph has no place to go. Corriat gets his leg in the backfield. The Colt defense now got to take some chances. Try to come up with a turnover here. Give the offense decent field position. Give them another shot.
Blake changing the play and has to call a timeout. As you see, the play clock was at 1.
Yeah, and his teammates could not hear the call.
So a timeout taken by Cincinnati. 11:33 left in the game. Bengals on top.
Domino's presents Gus's Guide to the Game.
The key to football is timing. Allow precisely 22 minutes for pregame warm-up. Then, make the right call. So you won't be starving at halftime.
As some rookies lost with your pizza.
Call for any ultimate deep dish, thick and zesty, cheese melted to the edge, and get buffalo wings for $3.99. Delivered free.
Oh, guys!
Right after the game, honey. Pour into OT.
We're gonna adopt a little girl.
Mom and Dad had a camera too.
Say cheese.
How far will a killer go?
I'm our parents.
To take his daughter.
In the world more important than family.
How far will a loving father go? We're all together. To protect his family.
What's your dream home?
I hate dream homes.
The Tie That Binds. Rated R. Starts Friday, September 8th.
You got the winning color.
I got a 1985 Saab 900 Turbo. It's got 147,000 miles. I've had it for 9.5 years. I've done its maintenance. I use Pennzoil every 3,000 miles religiously.
Now with the revolutionary Pennstar molecule, Pennzoil clings to moving parts. Works like liquid ball bearings.
Using Pennzoil every 3,000 miles, it'll keep me right up to par.
Engine problems? Before you try a tune-up, try Gum Out first. The solution could be less than $5.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Call now and have Domino's deliver the ultimate deep dish pizza. Because when it's gotta be deep, it's gotta be Domino's.
Welcome back to the RCA Dome. Tom Hammond, Bob Trumpy, Tunchilkin, where the Cincinnati Bengals had to call a timeout with some confusion as Blake tried to recall the play, and his teammates couldn't hear him. Play clock was down.
It's a 2nd and 8. Most remarkable thing to this point, no sacks against Jeff Blake today.
Got it away. Threw the ball out of bounds under extreme pressure from Quentin Coriat.
Now, that's one of the things you just can't coach a kid. Coriat has a clean shot on Jeff Blake. He keeps backpedaling, has enough athleticism to just avoid the rush. He sees him coming. Look, just still able to get the pass off, set his feet, and throw. There aren't a lot of quarterbacks in the game today that can do that.
I agree. Now a big 3rd down, and Cincinnati is 0 for the game in 6 attempts. Again, pressure. And again, Blake escapes, then hit just as he got rid of it. The pressure coming this time from Tony Bennett.
Bennett stayed with that pass rush. When Blake rolls out, there is a tendency for defensive linemen to give up. He runs past him and stays with it.
Bronson, the deep man. This is Doug Pelfrey, sort of the pooch punt attempt here instead of Lee Johnson, and fair catch made at the 25-yard line. So it could be Jim Harbaugh, quarterback for the Colts, when we return to Indianapolis.
でお子さんたち新しいコンピューター気に入ったの？
それがまだ立ち上げてないんだ。何しろ僕は不器用なもんでね。
うちじゃアクティバがみんなに大人気。IBM のホームコンピューター CD ラムがついててトップトップいっぱいあるし箱から出してすぐ使えるようになってるんですよ。
社員でもセットアップできるってわけ？
腕はいらないのよ。
Behr Premium Plus interior paint is made with pure titanium dioxide for cleaner, brighter whites and exceptionally vivid colors. And at the Home Depot, our paint pros will gladly match Behr Premium Plus with anything. Except, of course, a premium price. Behr Premium Plus, exclusively from the Home Depot, where low prices are just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
Not everything is black and white.
Some things are black and white.
Or black and green.
Occasionally black and blue.
Pro Player home and away jackets come in all these colors and reverse to all of these colors.
The only guys who have Pro Player jackets are black and white.
Refs, no way. They never reverse anything.
No, Foot Locker, the guys in stripes, black and white.
The Pro Player reversible jacket. Reverse it.
Happiness is finding an honest lawyer.
Okay, now remember, when we're in the courtroom, just tell the truth, the way we rehearsed it.
It's the new must-see comedy from the producers of Frasier and Wings.
Why don't we forget it?
Pursuit of Happiness, NBC Tuesdays this fall.
Moment ago, this was the scene as Jim Harbaugh took the field. And the crowd, which hated him last year, gives him a rousing ovation. Erickson on the sideline. Harbaugh did have a wonderful preseason, hitting about 65% of his passes. And we'll get into it in a moment, but you think that this is a mistake. Here's Roosevelt Potts. Roosevelt Potts, 260 pounds, rambling to the 38 of the Bengals. That's what that quarterback change did.
This is the isolation play. Potts does a good job of cutting back behind the center. There's no one there, no linebacker, nothing.
You know, every time they've gone to Potts on that quick dive, he's been picking up yardage, and it seems like they're so concerned with Marshall Faulk that they're not even paying attention to him in the running game.
Jim Harbaugh did direct the Colts to 2 come-from-behind wins during the preseason. And trying to do the same here.
Tommy, he doesn't know the offense any better. Both quarterbacks had to learn a new offense, so.
His first pass. Complete to Faulk. His first catch of the day. And he's to the 34-yard line, tackled by Steve Tovar.
Now, Tom, the problem, and Tunch, I think you'll agree, the problem this creates, win or lose this football game, the first question to Ted Marchibroda is, who's your starting quarterback? And now, all of a sudden, you create a controversy of quarterback on your football team. There's nothing worse.
But if you can win the game, isn't it worth it?
In the long run, I'm not sure. They expect to win a lot.
Marshall Faulk, wide receiver. Handoff Potts. Bengals ready for him this time. 2 or 3 yards. Stopped by the front of the Cincinnati defense.
There generally is, when you bring last year's quarterback in, some psychological lift. We've seen that. When you get down to the nuts and bolts of keeping the drive alive, I'm not sure it helps.
Well, you know, you look at Erickson, and they said he's our quarterback, he's the man. And now this young kid is going to be looking over his shoulder every time he's out on the field.
Harbaugh in the shotgun, approaching the 9-minute mark. 3rd down and 4. Bengals showing blitz. Here they come. Harbaugh got rid of it to Dawkins. It'll be close to the first down, depending on the spot of the football. Leonard Wheeler hit Dawkins immediately.
Darrell Williams was right in Harbaugh's face. Harbaugh saw him coming. Williams untouched. There's no question. I think this is an easy choice with Roosevelt Potts and 8 or 9 tight ends. Yeah, you hammer it up in there.
They've got every tight end they have on the field. That's 3 of them. Arbuckle, Dilger, and Vanna. It's 4th down and eyeballing it a little less than a yard.
Should find out who their best offensive lineman is. This is where you run behind him right here.
Potts the fullback, Faulk the tailback.
Look for Wolford.
Faulk cuts back and has the first down. Penalty marker on the play. Looks like it's going to be against Cincinnati, and the first down will stand. Offside, Bengals.
But look at the vision that Marshall Faulk has on this run. Designed to go in the guard tackle gap on the left-hand side. Whoops, cuts back. You can't teach that. You can't coach it. There are some players who are born with it. Ted Marchibroda watches the play. And he likes it. Of course, he didn't see the flag, so it's an easy choice.
And every time it's short yardage, you notice they're running behind Wolford. Now, he's the big stud, big, strong guy, opens a lot of holes. They got a lot of confidence in him.
Yeah, the veteran side of the Colt offensive line is the left. Wolford and Stasiak. The young guys are on the right. Malum and Matthews. So they're going towards the experience touch.
First down, Indianapolis from the 23-yard line. 8 minutes left in the game. Bengals lead 21-13.
damage that altered the course of Roosevelt Potts.
And that shows you how strong Potts is, man. He just knocked Wilk and Big Daddy right off of him.
Big Daddy, 320. Can get the 350 depending on the month of the year.
Or how much he had for breakfast. Cincinnati defense. Erickson on the sideline for the Colt offense with mixed emotions, I'm sure. Fake it. Oh, Harbaugh in trouble as Copeland was right in his face. And a flag down. Is that going to be the new rule, using the helmet to rip up?
Oh, intentional grounding.
Grounding against Harbaugh.
He was in the pocket. So therefore, the new rules don't protect him.
I thought it was because he was being hit that the pass looked so bad. I didn't think it was grounding.
Well, Copeland was right there at the moment he let it go. But that's an expensive penalty, the most expensive penalty.
Intentional grounding.
This didn't work from the outset. You saw Harbaugh trying to direct traffic, and when he turns around, Copeland is right in his face. Nobody there.
I don't know. Potts was in the general direction. He just couldn't throw it because he was wrapped up.
Yeah, but I think the rule states if you're throwing the ball away to avoid a sack in the pocket that is between the tackles, that's intentional grounding. I think that's a good call.
So now Harbaugh faces a 3rd and 23. The water. Protection this time, but the pass complete short of the first down to Stabline. They're still about 10 yards short. And so the field goal unit takes the field on 4th down.
So was that a positive drive for the Colts and Jim Harbaugh? What?
Well, if they get 3 points, you'd have to say it was positive, but was it worth it? That remains to be seen.
Yeah, the big play was the big run by Roosevelt Potts. I'm not sure. I think you could hand off to Roosevelt Potts.
Often dreamed of that. Mike Kofer. 43 yards out, and that one sails no good. Off the mark, Mike Kofer. And so the change of quarterbacks does blow up in the face of Ted Marchibroda.
Inside every one of us is an athlete with a thirst for the game going on around us. It's life. And if you play hard at it, you get thirsty. That's why we make Gatorade. Hey, life is a sport. Drink it up.
I was scared. I shot. I ran.
What began as a simple confession
We got the shooter.
became a mystery.
Locked up the wrong brother.
Clockers, rated R. Starts Wednesday, September 13th.
Laboratory tests show the Stanley Sharpshooter staple gun requires a mere 19 pounds of force to drive a staple flush. Our competitor's model requires just a bit more. The Sharpshooter, only from Stanley.
Popping with flavor, more flavor than ever, and less fat too. It's the right thing to do. Popping with flavor. Bring those right crisp flavors, they're new. And the taste indulging right thing to do. Tangy, sour cream and onion. Now more flavor on the chips. Less fat and less grease across your lips. Popping with flavor. Bring those right crisp flavor. Once you pop, you can't stop.
Next Sunday, the NFL on NBC starts at 12:30 Eastern with a look at Dallas's dynamic duo of Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin, followed by a big doubleheader. First, Marino's Dolphins face Bledsoe's Patriots, or the Raiders battle the Redskins. Then, the Cowboys. Troy Aikman and America's team hosts Elway and the Broncos. The NFL on NBC next Sunday.
6:16 remaining. Cincinnati up 21-13 on Indianapolis, and suddenly a quarterback controversy in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I think as a coaching staff, you never want to create that division between two quarterbacks, Harbaugh and Erickson. It's now there.
Now it's up to the Colt defense to get him the ball back. Blake with a pitch. Green turns the corner and makes it to the 40-yard line. Pretty good gain. Stephen Grant banged him out of bounds. Well, coming up in 2 weeks, Mad About You moves to its new night. That'll be Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock Central Time, as must-see TV comes to NBC Sunday with Mad About You starting in 2 weeks here on NBC. Gain of 8 yards on that pitch to Harold Green. It's 2nd and 2 for Cincinnati, and the clock down to 5:40. Side. Cut back by Green, nets him a first down to the Cincinnati 45, tripped up by Jeff Harrod.
Don, that's old-time football, and Tunch, I think you'll agree. When all of the NFL defenses seem to go to that 34 where they had linebackers sitting on the outside, people got away from that pitch. And then when now teams are going back to the 4-man front, they stack the weak side linebacker off the line of scrimmage. And if you've got speed and confidence, you can get a guy out around the corner. I think a lot of teams are going to start doing this again. Just circumvent all those big, active defensive linemen with a nice long pitch. And you can gain some yards.
Colts need a stop. Less than 5 minutes remain. Pitch again. Green again. Flag down as he tries to cut back, and a stop for a gain of a yard as Jason Belser, the free safety, came up, prevented the cutback. Penalty marker. That's Tony Saragusa that's injured. Cincinnati backing up as if the penalty were against them.
Holding on the offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Troy Sadowski, the hold.
He's the tight end, too. He's the key block. He's got a reach on that outside linebacker, bottom of the screen. Oh, actually goes inside. It's a down block. He gets his arm around Tony Bennett, 56, and they catch him.
I get that every time, Trump. You know, the guy's ramming down inside. Your best thing is rolling up on his legs and let him go, because if you get your hands out, the line is right there, and he's going to flag you.
Now, they don't let tight ends get away with anything.
But they would, the interior linemen. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
A little trick of the trade, just roll down on his legs, huh?
Yeah.
You never got caught for holding, did you, out there, Bob?
Never. Absolutely not.
You know, this is where Cincinnati could get hurt offensively. If they're not able to run the ball when they're ahead late in the fourth quarter, they've got to eat up some clock, and they have to put the Colts away, and they're struggling right now.
1st and 20. Blitz comes. Blake wings it to the sideline and just threw it away. Pretty good decision by Jeff Blake as Eugene Daniel was covering down the sideline, and Tony McCoy was on Blake.
Now 2nd down and 20. Tunch, you're right. You do want to, when you've got the opportunity to win the game leading by 8 points, clock ticking down, 4:43 to go, make it difficult on the defense. At least make them take the timeout, so the Colt offense at the other end, when they get the ball, doesn't have the luxury of the timeouts.
Blake has hit only 2 of his last 7, but he is 15 of 29, over 200 yards for the day. Try the draw play, nothing doing. McCoy smelled out that handoff to Harold Green. And Indianapolis will call a timeout to stop the clock. Either that or an injured player. Let's see. It is timeout Indy.
Now that means that the Colts now have 2 timeouts left. That's the responsibility of the Bengals offense in this situation. Now the Bengals got a tough choice here. 4:34 to go. Do you throw it, chance an incompletion, stoppage of the clock, or do you run it, keep the clock running?
Yeah, Trump, I think you got to go with either a quick swing pass or a screen, something that's low risk. What you don't want to do here is turn the ball over. And then look for maybe possibly a draw as well, but I think they've got that pretty scouted out, so look for maybe a swing pass.
Don't forget next Sunday to join us for the NFL on NBC. It all starts at 12:30 Eastern Time as Greg Gumbel is joined by our team of Super Bowl champion coaches Mike Ditka and Joe Gibbs, and co-host Ahmad Rashad. Miami Dolphins receiver Irving Fryer chats with Ahmad on how his life has taken a turn for the better in recent years. That's all next Sunday starting at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The NFL on NBC.
We were just talking about this is an awful big choice for the Bengals here. Bruce Coslett, the offensive coordinator, the young man on the right with the glasses. He's a former head coach of the New York Jets.
Did you say young man?
Young man.
Buddy.
We're the same age. That's why I said he's a young man.
Big play. 3rd and 21. Completed to Scott. Darnay Scott stopped well short of the first down. Good tackle by Grant at the 40-yard line.
But he does stay in bounds. He had a choice to keep running. You saw him stop, so that keeps the clock running. Any tick you can get off that clock certainly favors the Bengals.
And it is ticking, as you see, toward the 4-minute mark. Doug Pelfrey is on to punt again. I don't know if Lee Johnson is injured or what, but Pelfrey now has punted for 2 consecutive times. Lee Johnson, number 11, I see him standing over on the sideline, so Pelfrey is in to punt. Let the clock tick down as far as possible. Boots it toward Ben Bronson. Bronson says get away from it, and it goes out of bounds at about the Indianapolis 30-yard line.
Well, they're staying with Harbaugh.
In fact, they line up the angle and mark it at the 32, and it will be Jim Harbaugh again under center for this game-deciding drive.
Yeah, and this is with 3:42 to go. The Colts have 2 timeouts, trailing by 8 with a 2-point conversion. All they need is 1 score in the 2-point conversion. But at the same time, you're almost in a hurry-up mode here. You can't waste a lot of time between plays.
3 minutes, 42 seconds on the clock. Cincinnati 21, Indianapolis 13. Receiver left of the formation. Potts. 2 yards, maybe 3. Well, they use Falk as that decoy lined up wide. Are they going to try to bust him sooner or later, lulling him to sleep?
Not a bad idea. He is an awful good receiver, but what the Bengals adjustment has been is just putting a cornerback on him. Treat him as a wide receiver, keep the linebackers in. Earlier in the game, they were committing a linebacker out to him, one less guy to tackle when they ran the ball.
Falk is on a wing right here. Harbaugh in trouble. In deep trouble. And down.
He missed a wide open receiver. Floyd Turner, 88, was wide open. No one in coverage.
Sack for the Cincinnati defense today.
And this is what they've been expecting from Big Daddy. He's going upfield, and then he takes a move inside, clubs and swims. It's got a free shot at the quarterback. Nice recovery by Wolford, but low leg.
Yeah, they're waiting for Big Daddy to become someone like Reggie White.
Artie Smith and Big Daddy Wilkinson share the sack. Harbaugh steps up and will run. Jim Harbaugh racing for the first down marker, and he has it as he dives. Let's see the spot of the football, and it'll be very close. Tovar and Williams were tracking Harbaugh. He made a dive for it, and it will be very close.
And the officials stop the clock here for the measurement, which is a break for the Colts.
Stretch out the chains, and it is by an inch a first down.
Decent coverage downfield by the Bengals. Probably a good choice by Jim Harbaugh, but this does eat up a lot more time. Flushed out of the pocket, running for that first down marker, does get it, but the clock starts to run.
And the Colts didn't have a play call. They went back into the huddle, and it's now the 2-minute warning. Got it off. Harbaugh gets it to Falk. Marshall Falk can't get away. What a pretty tackle made there in the open field by Roger Jones. With 1:55 left, we'll stop for the 2-minute warning. The Colts trying to get the come-from-behind win.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tap the
Actually, Abercrombie & Kent isn't in the business of travel at all. We're really in the business of satisfying people's dreams. You go to university, you grow as a person. I believe travel is every bit as important as university. I think the American Express card gives one the confidence and the security to go to the farthest corners of the globe. Everybody knows the card, so it's just part of the culture.
Only one satellite TV system offers the most sports, from the most channels to the best coverage. The Full View Satellite TV system. It's one giant leap in home television.
Houston, could you repeat the whole thing again, please?
Get free home installation. Call 1-800-FULL-VIEW for a dealer near you.
A Ryder Cup brings about a pressure that's unlike any other pressure that these players have to play under.
It's the pride. It's what it is. It's pride. We have the best players, or do they have the best players?
You're representing your country, and here's an opportunity to show the world what it's all about.
Coming September 23rd and 24th on NBC.
Welcome back to Indianapolis. The Colts lead the series with the Bengals, but the visiting team has won the last 9 meetings. And the visiting team, the Bengals, ahead here, 21-13. The Colts are a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from tying the game. 1:55 remaining. Jim Harbaugh swings it complete to Lamont Warren. And Warren will duck out of bounds right at the first down marker.
Tom, you see what Cincinnati did there just before the snap? They gave Harbaugh a look at their defense, and then 3 defensive backs moved just to, so he can't really just plug into what he's facing. He had to go to the outlet receiver. Nice pickup, but they want to slow it down as best they can. They'll give him the underneath stuff here.
Jim Harbaugh is 5 for 5. First down, Indianapolis at the 48 of Cincinnati. You see the time. Pressure. Harbaugh steps up, and the ball's tipped and almost caught on the rebound by Warren. It hit Turner first, and Harbaugh took a shot.
And actually, with just a 4-man rush by Cincinnati, pretty good pressure on Jim Harbaugh. He does step up, and really whistles it through the hands of Floyd Turner. You got 5 blocking on 4 here. There shouldn't be much pressure on Jim Harbaugh, but they begin to collapse the pocket right in his face. Ooh.
That's a catch that has to be made.
Yes, that had some RPMs on it right there, that pass.
Second down. Fumbled the snap and lost the ball. Harbaugh got it back all the way back to his own 30-yard line.
Corey Sawyer, 23, came on the blitz untouched. He's the injured player on the field. Jim Harbaugh, very fortunate that he got that ball back. And you see Corey Sawyer, left-hand side of the screen. No one touches him. Stasiak, 75. Oh, face mask. They could have called face mask on Corey Sawyer. Sawyer dives in there to try to get the football. May have an arm injury. Bad snap, number 1, off to the right. He just pops right out of his hand. And let's see if we can see what happens to Corey Sawyer. Sawyer sticks his arm, and Harbaugh falls on it.
As an offensive lineman, this is part of the game where you really got to be on top of it, because they've got their ears pinned back and they're coming. Gives the defense an opportunity to throw a lot of blitzes in there. Last time on that play, you saw Copeland freeze Stasiak, and the corner came off the slot. Copeland drops back in coverage, and Stasiak's late getting out on the corner.
Stay with us now as the NFL on NBC continues with our post-game report. Greg Gumbel with Joe Montana, Mike Ditka, and Joe Gibbs to bring you all the happenings this first weekend of the 95 NFL season.
Well, if this score remains the same, this will dominate the conversation.
This will be a big item because Erickson and the Colts were expected to be a contender in the AFC East. They wind up with Marchibroda sending Harbaugh to the controls to close the game, losing to the underdog Bengals, who many people predicted would have trouble winning a game.
Now they face 3rd and 30, Tom.
Trips right. Harbaugh buys a little time with a scramble and now tucks it under. Cuts back toward the middle of the field and, of course, well short of the first down. And Harbaugh says, do I stay out or not? It's 4th down. Meanwhile, the clock continues to roll away. 4th down and a bunch, and they're going to go for it. But it's taken them a while to do it. Early in the game, it was the Bengals that were disorganized. And now they do. The Bengals call a timeout because their defense wasn't properly on the field.
They only had 10 men on the field. Maybe the injury to Corey Sawyer is the thing that made that happen.
But are you amazed that it took the Colts so long to decide whether to go for it or not on 4th and then to get their play in?
Yeah, actually, the worst thing Jim Harbaugh could have done in that situation is run the ball.
Right.
I mean, because as soon as he's down, the clock continues to run. The ball is spotted. So he hurt himself.
He's facing a 4th down and about 19 or 20 yards to go here with the game hanging in the balance. 59 seconds remaining.
The Colts were 3-1 in the preseason. Came in with quiet confidence. They have played very poorly today.
And, of course, that loss was here to Cincinnati.
Yes.
And, you know, although they've been confident, it's been really kind of cautious. You know, if you talk to the guys and you talk to the coaching staff and you say, man, you guys got a lot of talent. You got some great players. You guys could go far. They're starting to say, well, we don't know. We need, you know, we're young and we're inexperienced. We don't have a lot of depth. So it's almost like they were playing it real close to the vest as far as talking to the media guys.
Yeah. I think you're right. Corey Sawyer was the man that just came back on the field a moment ago for Cincinnati. Now they make some other substitutions. And they still look disorganized. Cincinnati does. They had 12 men on the field for a minute. Harbaugh whips it downfield to Falk. It's a great catch. Marshall Falk at the 23-yard line. First down, Indianapolis.
The Bengals took a timeout to try to get the right personnel on the field. Couldn't do it. And Falk breaks behind the coverage. It looks to me like they only had 10 men on the field. 1, 2, great catch, Marshall Falk.
Was that pretty? Remember I said sooner or later they're going to use him out there, and he made a tremendous catch for 34 yards. Seconds remain from the 23 of Cincinnati. Harbaugh swings it complete to Warren. Warren cuts back to the middle of the field. He's to the 12-yard line instead of ducking out of bounds. Leonard Wheeler makes the tackle. 12-yard gain, but still in bounds.
Plenty of time. They have one timeout left. Plenty of time. They need a touchdown and a two-point conversion.
Intercepted. Sawyer had it in his hands.
Oh my goodness. Throw it away. Do anything. Don't take a chance with it. Again, flush from the pocket. Sean Dawkins, 87, is the intended receiver. He fades the pattern. Corey Sawyer right there. Normally a very sure-handed interceptor. My goodness.
So the Colts have new life. Second down from the 12. Craig Erickson can only watch. Jim Harbaugh with the 12th play of this drive. Catch made by Warren at the 5-yard line. continues to roll and now stopped with a timeout. The last one by Indianapolis. 11 seconds left. They'll have it at the 5.
Circle route run by Lamont Warren. There is 21. He's going to come right out of the backfield, have linebacker coverage on him. I think it's James Francis, number 50. Yes. Excellent throw. Nice catch by Lamont Warren. Watch 21 come out of the backfield just around the pass rush. Breaks inside on James Francis. Almost breaks the tackle, too.
Nice protection there, too, by the line. Harbaugh stayed in there. Wasn't concerned with the pass rush. Zipped it in there. Was able to step up. That's what happens when you got two guards and stuff in there.
Did you see Marshall Faulk there? Tying his teammate's shoe. This kid will do everything. Hey there.
Colts need a touchdown and then a 2-point conversion, and they have never gone for 2 in a regular season game. Only 11 ticks left. This is also a 3rd down play. All timeouts are gone. Harbaugh. Incomplete. 7 seconds left and 4th down. Flipper Anderson was the man Harbaugh was looking for. Erickson found him for a touchdown earlier.
That's certainly good coverage by the Bengals.
Here's the game from the 5. 7 seconds left on 4th down. Sideline for the play. First catch this half for Flipper Anderson, the touchdown. Now they need 2 to tie. First time in Colts history they have gone for a 2-point conversion in the regular season. Harbaugh has the play.
Good protection that time allowed Harbaugh to look all over the place. Finally found Flipper Anderson.
Missed a field goal earlier, or this would be academic. 2 to tie. Harbaugh looking, throwing, caught by Turner.
Designed to be a rollout. He sets back, then goes outside. Runs up through the middle. Boy, Anderson stays with the pattern. He does not give up on it.
Dave Shula so close. Oh. Boy, give Harbaugh and Anderson a lot of credit. They both stayed with the play.
Boy, you talk about a play. How about that big 3rd down and 20 completion to Marshall Faulk?
And Jim Harbaugh. Can he do it again like he did in the preseason? That'll tie it. squib it. This will be the last play of the game, barring a penalty. And we head to overtime. The all-important coin toss.
Certainly the Colts offense has the momentum on offense. They'd certainly like to have that coin toss go in their favor, but in talking to league personnel, whoever gets the ball first in their estimation by percentages, it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, I think the numbers actually show you might think winning the toss in sudden death would be a great advantage, but the numbers say otherwise.
You got to be wondering now about the Bengals and their sideline and how they're feeling right now. You know, they thought they had the game in the bag. They're playing well. They're playing with a lot of confidence. And now all of a sudden it's tied. They're going to overtime. And they've got a history for losing over the last 4 years. They got to be saying, uh-oh, same old stuff.
Same old stuff. And one other factor to that, they had the Colts in a 2nd and 30, and the Colts converted.
I don't think they can figure out who won the toss. I think he's saying Cincinnati won the toss and will receive. So the Bengals will have a chance as the Colts behind Jim Harbaugh go for 2 in the first time in their history and tie the game to send it into overtime, 21-21.
This here unsolved mystery will be more exciting than ever. You'll flip. Invigorating.
New Unsolved Mysteries, Friday, October 20th.
Are you tired of having lenders dictate the terms of your loan? Well, call the Money Store. At the Money Store, you can help decide the terms for refinancing your mortgage or getting a home equity loan. Just call 1-800-LOAN-YES and tell them the amount you want to borrow and how much you can afford to pay each month. Then the Money Store will structure the loan to meet your needs. That's right. Now there's a lender that works with you and lets you help decide the terms of your loan. So call the Money Store at 1-800-LOAN-YES.
If you have a story idea or tip for Target 5 investigations, call the Feedback 5 phone line at 352-5555. Get your sports from George Vogel, weeknights on Cincinnati's News 5. Cincinnati's 5, WLWT, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Trumpy, Chilkins, the RCA Dome, Indianapolis. Indianapolis with 3 seconds on the clock, 2-point conversion to tie it at 21. Dave Shula now hoping to have the ball first. He will have it. Cincinnati 12-4 in overtime. Indianapolis at 500-7-7.
We saw both head coaches. Who do you suppose feels better right now? Obviously, Ted Marchibroda, right? But, I mean, they played horribly in this opening game of the season. They can save the day.
And he had to switch quarterbacks? Or didn't have to, but did. As Gardocki sends it toward Dunn. Dunn hit. Nice hit initially by number 30, Gray, Derwin Gray. They slow Dunn down, and then they put the finishing touches on him. 14 yards on the return. Now Jeff Blake trying to capture a little bit of the magic that Jim Harbaugh had on the last Colts drive, and what a clutch play it was. The long pass to Falk that gave them the opportunity to get in scoring position. Jeff Blake today has passed for 226 yards, hitting 17 of 30. Now the fans are juiced. Blake completes the pass. It's a screen to Harold Green, who lugs it across the 30 to the 32.
And that is a great call. Defense fired up. Your team, your offense comes back to tie the game. They get the 2-point conversion. Man, this slows everybody down, cools off the crowd. That is a great call, a screen pass.
And it's run. We'll look at Bruce out there leading the way. Great blocks downfield.
And a Cincinnati first down. Harold Green bounces it to the outside. Pursuit catches him. Trev Alberts was there, and so was Tony McCoy.
We haven't called Albert's number much today. Spent the entire offseason and most of training camp training to be a linebacker. They convert him to a defensive end. Playing that defensive end, he's going to face an awful lot of good offensive tackles in this league. Richmond, Webb, there's some good players across from him.
Blitz. Blake goes deep down the sideline. Pickens, interference. Ray Buchanan called for the interference.
Carl Pickens should get out of there. Get back in the huddle.
Pass interference. Defense number 34. First down.
Bump and run. Pickens gets inside of Buchanan. Buchanan is arguing, look, I'm looking back at the football. That's incidental contact, but the official out on the sideline throws the flag.
Cincinnati first down, 33 of the Colts. James Joseph, not much. A tough yard up the middle, hit by McCoy. That interference penalty amounted to 34 yards, and now Doug Pelfrey is perfect today, and he may come into play to win this game.
We can see the interference call again. The arm up through there, but Buchanan's looking back at the ball. I'm not sure you're ever going to satisfy everybody in that.
Blake having trouble hearing. Flag down. Might be a false start by the Bengals. Because of the crowd. Give that one to the crowd here at the RCA Dome. Kazerski or Walter.
Part of that has to be the noise in this dome. I mean, I don't know what happened to the league's idea about putting big megaphones in here to amplify the quarterback's voice. It wouldn't have happened until they got inside the 20, but I think it's a great idea, and I hope they do it.
I tell you what, the offensive linemen are lobbying for it. That's one of the worst feelings. When you're on a line of scrimmage, you can't hear the cadence. And you've got a guy outside, and you've got to block, and you've got to watch the ball.
McGee.
Oh, get there. Blake missed him wide open.
Ran the delay outside. From behind the offense, the tight end is over on the left. Harrod tries to get out there, but somebody loses track of Tony McGee, and Jeff Blake just overthrows him ever so slightly.
Doug Pelfrey hit from 54 yards last season. He's 3 for 3 in this game today. It's 3rd and 15. Cincinnati has not converted a third down. They're 0 for 8. Blitz. He read it. Pickens has the first down. No, he's not stopped short of the first down, but there is a penalty marker, and it could be offside against the Colts as they came with a blitz and perhaps got in the neutral zone too quickly. So Cincinnati gets another chance.
Good job there. Bengals prepared for it. You saw the audible. Pickens didn't even run a pattern. Everyone recognized the blitz. He just took 2 steps across the line of scrimmage. Blake throws it to him.
Give the Bengals offense credit. They've been doing a great job of picking up the blitzes today. And you know what? If I'm Vince Tobin, I'm a little concerned because the only time they've gotten pressure on Blake today is with the blitz. Their front four has got no pressure on him.
Penalty is declined. Fourth down.
Stephen Grant was the man offside.
So they took the completion. They don't want the extra down. They're going to send Doug Pelfrey on. 30, 40, 47, 40.
Going to spot it at about the 37, so a 47-yard field goal. Pelfrey is 3 for 3. 47 yards to win it. Stunning upset on this first weekend of the NFL season as Marchibroda and the favored Colts fall in overtime on a 47-yard field goal by Doug Pelfrey.
This is a strong kick, Tom. Pelfrey hits it very solidly. Good job by Lee Johnson. The snap was high. That thing has got a lot of carry on it. Man, that's good from 55, 58 yards.
And Shula, finally something good happens to Cincinnati. And you know, I noticed Lee Johnson, the holder, limping after that attempt. He didn't punt the last 2 times. He may have been a bit banged up, but he did a perfect hold on a high snap. And Dave Shula, with a rare win in September and October, the opener goes his way.
Now, there were several articles in Cincinnati about unnamed players saying that Dave Shula was the problem. I think there's a great deal of affection between the players on this team and Dave Shula. I don't think Dave Shula is the problem at all.
They certainly played hard for him today, and the toe of Doug Pelfrey is the difference.